Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Rob. This is Rob's Gaming Table. You guys know it. We are back playing some Arkham Horror, the living card game, published by Fantasy Flight Games. We are playing part 3 of our Return to Night at the Zealot campaign. And yeah, we're gonna try not to lose too bad. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining live. Thanks to those watching later. Appreciate the comments. We had some comments in yesterday's video. Some questions came up. Something that I was thinking like, yeah, that's a good point. Or actually, it was from the first episode, with the monsters moving into the parlor. The way the rules text was having the monsters move into the hallway, then into the parlor, but then the parlor wasn't open yet. So should the monsters move in? The rules text tells you, yeah, they should move in, but the theme of the scenario, they shouldn't. So then I found some forums online where people were debating this and trying to come up with, you know, house rules on how to deal with it based on the lore. But yeah, it was an interesting comment. I was like, yeah, I never thought of it that way. But according to the rules text, the monsters move into the parlor even if you have not opened it yet. But yeah, I guess some people out there don't like that. It doesn't kind of click with the theory, the lore, the theme, I guess. I don't know, but that was an interesting one. Yeah, so FYI, curious, how do you guys play it? How do you guys play the first one? If the parlor's not open, do the monsters move in, or should they not move in because Lita has the barrier up? I don't know. Anyways, hello. Happy Friday, of course. Happy Friday, everybody. Hello. Yogi says, when we're done, do a dance around the fire pit as the card collection burns to a crisp. Hello, Dan. Welcome back. Yeah, so today what we're going to do, we talked about it at the end of the episode yesterday, was there was like 4 good upgrade options that we voted on and changed the deck to follow the one that got the most votes. But if we lose horrible or this goes really quickly, I have no problem tweaking the deck with the second most voted option, and we clean it up and try again. We'll see. So just FYI, if you clicked on this video and you're like, why is it so long just to play the last scenario of the core set campaign with the Return 2 expansion included? That is why, because we probably lost horribly and then we started again. So if you want to see possibly 2 playthroughs, we'll see. But if this one takes a couple hours, you know, and it's close and exciting, well, we might just call it there, whether it's a positive win or a not so positive, I guess, a positive loss or a not so positive loss. I don't know how to call it, but we'll see. But yeah, I have a feeling it'll probably go the bad way, based on our performance in the last two episodes. Man, these Return 2s, they're definitely not targeted at the new player, that's for sure. They are to give players who've been playing a long time a good challenge with some, you know, beefed up card collections is what I feel. Even just reading, I went back and read some of the cards that get added in to a couple of the other scenarios, and I read one for this scenario, and they definitely spice it up. They're definitely out to wreck your face a little more than normal. So I have a feeling that was the intention. Similar to the Nightmare decks that I've played with from Lord of the Rings, the living card game. Those Nightmare decks literally make the scenarios like more of a nightmare than they already are. And they basically punish you for owning all the cards and learning how to build good decks. So yeah, that's what this is doing a little bit, I think. And Yogi, that's what I thought too. That's exactly what I thought. I thought if the barrier on the parlor, if humans can throw a snowball at it to break it down, Lita, obviously it wasn't working too well. Lita was having trouble and we needed our help. So like, who doesn't say, you know, monsters can pass right through anyway? Because the barrier was like, it worked. It worked for us, kind of. It was hot, but does that mean the monsters, some of them can't get through? You know, maybe her magic, you know, she bought it. It was like, you know, the discount brand magic she was using, not the premium brand magic, maybe. I don't know. And Janet says, well, monsters spawn at unrevealed locations, so it seems reasonable that they can move to an unrevealed location. Janet, that's exactly was my response on that comment. Was I realized that, and that's why we did it that way. Was, you know, I've played a bunch of campaigns. Monsters can move around to unrevealed locations, even locations you are not allowed to move to. There's nothing stopping it. The text on the card literally says You cannot move into the parlor until you take down the barrier, basically. So there's no rules stopping it. And I couldn't find anything online official saying otherwise. And then obviously, if it was a discussion that happened before the Return 2 was designed, I was also a little surprised then when I thought of this. I was like, why didn't the Return 2 address that? But I feel like it was designed, they had 2 attempts to fix that, to not allow monsters to move into the parlor until you've opened it. But I think by intention, it's supposed to work that way. They're supposed to get away from you, I think, to create a more tension and urgency to open the parlor. So that's what I think was happening there. And that's how I would go with it, is they can get through it. Lita sucks at magic. I can throw a snowball at it, get through it. But yeah, it was an interesting one. But the person who commented replied, said their game group does it where they house rule it so the monsters don't move into the parlor. So they build up in the hallway. But, you know, I'm sure if the Return 2, if they realize, oh, we kind of didn't intend it to be that way, because it is discussed. There's like forums online and everything discussing it quite lengthy and coming up with story reasons why and why not, if you do some Googling. But yeah, I think in the Return 2, if they meant it so the monsters don't move into the parlor when the barrier is up, they would have fixed that in the Return 2, I think, and changed it on the new parlor and some new cards or whatever. But yeah. Edward's here. Isn't it basically a wall of fire, which would not stop some ghouls from walking through and getting a crispy tan? Yeah, that's true. That's part of the smells we smell in the house that's describing. It's, you know, it's not just taco farts as we assumed. It's burning monster flesh. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But then again, some of them aren't monsters, right? Oh no, it is all ghoul enemies. Yeah, it's only ghoul enemies, which I guess ghoul, if you have a ghoul trait, you basically have the VIP card that gets you through into the parlor, past the bouncer. So that's what works. That's how that works. So no other monsters can get through, just ghouls. Ghouls have what they need. They have some special magic cast on them by the cults to get through there. That's what I think. That's how I would rule it, but anyways. So yeah, just so if anyone reads that comment, it's like sometimes people will comment things and say, this is how it works. It's not supposed to be done this way. But sometimes it's just because that's how they learned it or they house rule it and stuff. So I just cleared up with a reply just to say like, that's not the intention. That's not how it's supposed to work. So I was just curious if like, man, this is like a well-known thing in the community. But I have some hardcore reviewers here that I know have played this game for a long time. And nobody stopped it from happening when we were playing it live, so I assumed it was correct. And there was no rules text on any card saying the monsters couldn't move in. And since we were playing a Return 2, I was like, yeah, they would have fixed that if that was the intention for sure. But yeah, it's just an interesting one. Just an interesting one. Cinegamer says, this will all be fixed in the Return 2, the Night of the Zealot. Oh, the Return to the Zealot Revised Edition. Yes. That's what it'll do. All right, let's talk about previously on Rob's gaming table. So as I was looking, sorry, side note, I started looking through this deck, Yogi, the Sidless deck. I was looking through it while we were waiting for the stream to start. Yeah, there's some cool cards in here and some cards I played with before and I know are awesome. So yeah, definitely looks interesting. Anyways. Previously on Rob's gaming table. So at the end of the episode yesterday, for those who didn't stick around till the end, or who don't give a crap, too bad. I'm going to tell you what happened to the deck. The deck is linked in the video description. We threw in an extra ammo. We threw in a price of failure. Because we are big failures in this playthrough so far. I've had worse. No, I think this is the worst I've ever had, to be honest. And we threw in an enchant weapon. We took out 2 inquiring minds. I cried a little bit after that when I had to put those back in the box. Love that card. Logical reasoning, and we took out a Dark Pact. So, based on the poll yesterday, this is what won. Had like 50% of the vote or something. Was making this upgrades with the 6 experience we had. But there was another option that came in with like 20-something%, I think it was. Or 30-something%. And that one was throwing in the where is it? This one. The M19 bar, I believe. An extra ammo, and an I've had worse, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that was the ones. So literally, I think all I'd be switching out is enchant weapon for a bar rifle, if that's the case. We'll see, but we'll just see how this first one goes. But I think that was the other option. So We could play with the bar, but here's the problem too. I started to think, I'm like, man, how many times we play this where like you stick a giant gun or something and we take the, what was the other one, the rifle or whatever. Yeah, is that what it was? The shotgun. No, the shotgun. And you put that one of a shotgun in the deck and you hope to see it to blow the big boss man away or deal with some enemies or whatever. And then you just don't draw it. So it's like, I think if we are to play a second time today and we throw this bar in there, I feel like I'm gonna like mulligan, and like if I don't see it on mulligan, I'm literally gonna grab it out of the deck and put it in my hand, like as one of my cards, and like, you know, kind of like goldfish it or whatever. I don't know what you call that, like where you're just like, when you're play testing and you're like, I need to test this card, so I need to see it in my hand from the start to see if this card belongs in this deck or not, and how it works when I see it at the start, and if I should mulligan for it. I've done that kind of stuff when play testing for tournaments and things, because you try to be efficient with your time, right? So if you're going to tweak a couple cards in your deck, put those cards in your hand to start when you're playing, so you kind of know, and then you can cut them if they suck. So I probably would just grab the M1918 bar and put it in my hand on the second run. But we'll see. Because it would suck to play it again and like we don't even see it. Then it's like, why do we even change one card in the deck? But Mr. Rook can find it if we don't see Mr. Rook. Okay, let me clarify. We don't see any cards that would pull it out, and that can happen. That can still happen where we don't see a card to grab it, you know, or it takes so long to get Mr. Rook in play and then get the draw and then try to get it in our hand and then afford it and all this stuff. Like, I want to be able to play with it. We'll see. Maybe we'll do it that way. Either way, did it change anything? I think same ending would have happened. Yeah, no. Mr. Rook can find it, and one of your weaknesses is just a dead draw. Oh yeah, true. What is this new weakness? Are they both? No, they're not both dead draws, right? Because the cover-up is still going to mess with us, right? Cover-up would still screw us around. But this one, the price of failure we're having here, Revelation, take 2 damage and 2 horror. So this one happens on draw. Oh, that was the other thing in the comment. Comment on the same episode, same user. Another incorrect comment, I'm pretty sure, is that Dark Pact, I was told that I should be taking 2 damage as soon as you draw this. But I feel that's incorrect. I Googled it. I found actually MJ Newman describing the card on Arkham DB. Because it's a 2-cost event, means you pay 2 to put it into play, then you resolve it. Like, that's how events work, right? This one, if it was free, no, I still think because it's an event, you play it when you want. And the whole idea is it forces you to either choose, pay 2, put it into play, deal 2 damage to, and investigate your location. You can put this on an ally from when I Googled it, from the designer. And then it has the forced. If this is still in your hand, you didn't pay the 2 money, you didn't play it, you didn't do the 2 damage to you, an ally, or another investigate your location, then you get the punishment of swapping out for the price of failure. So I believe I played that right, but they were also trying to tell me that this card should deal you 2 damage as soon as you draw it, which I think is very incorrect because it's an event. If it was a treachery, I think you have to play it right away as soon as you reveal it, but this one, because it's an event, costs 2. Like, why would it deal damage to you when you put it in your hand, then you would never play it and pay 2 for it? Like, what's the point of playing it? I don't know. I guess to stop the forced, but yeah, that's weird. Yeah, okay, so I played it right. Perfect. Yeah, so I thought so. It's a weird one because it's an event and it costs money. Most treacheries and things, like cover up, for example, is a straight up treachery. That has a revelation effect. You have to reveal it right away. But Dark Pact does not have a revelation effect, so it's obvious that it can just sits in your hand and punishes you if it's still there. So that's another one that came up in the comments that I just wanted to clarify. Okay, so yeah, we have price of failure now. When we reveal this, take 2 damage, 2 horror. That sucks, so that could screw us. And cover up. Revelation, put it into play with 3 clues on it. When you discover 1 or more clues at your location, discard that many clues from cover up instead. So I think they both can mess with us a little bit, right? Yeah, they both mess with us. Cover up is a dead draw. I don't remember in this one how important clues are, but I think we still need to find some. I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah. Anyways, it's been a whole week since I played this one. And now we got the return 2 in there. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? And hello, Steph. Hey, Brian. And it says, so yesterday he complains about search your deck cards, and now he just home rules it to ignore them. No, I'm just saying, because I'm streaming, right, Dan? I'm only going to play once, right? So playing it a second time, it's because I'd want to see the one card I put in. But I'm debating it. Like, it's just a thought. But yeah, because I would be considering the second play is not counting. It's just for fun. So why switch out one card for one card and play and not see that card? That just seems like lame and a waste of my time. Probably a waste of your time too. So that's my thought process there, is not ignoring those searching cards. It's just like, I don't trust the searching cards. So again, my complaining about them, I'm trying to house rule it to correct how I hate playing with them. There you go. Hopefully that made it more clear. But that's the way I feel. You choose whether you remove the clue from cover up or the location. Oh, okay. I missed that. I don't think I was playing that right before. I don't know if I saw it in this playthrough, Yogi, but I know I've played with that card that way before. Maybe when I was like learning and stuff. When you would discover one or more clues at your location, discard. Oh, because it's a reaction. It's optional, right? You don't have to do it. Oh my God, Yogi, I know I've played with that wrong before. I know I've done that wrong before. Maybe not at the end of a campaign or anything, but I've definitely done it. Dan says, as long as you suffer from frustration, my time here is not wasted. Go ahead. Yeah, I still get frustrated doing that. It's not like it's going to make me win the game for sure. Stacy says, cover up stinks when you have to remove clues to get to a different location. Oh, yeah, that would be rough. That would be rough. Yeah. Even just trying to progress, especially playing solo, sometimes you just need clues to like advance the objective or you run out of time and you lose, right? So it's like, just sometimes it's like a pain in the butt. You're like trying to get there and it's like, come on. And sometimes it's hard to get those clues. And then, yeah, you finally get some and then you get cover up and then you're messed up. Edward says, maybe if you do the second play, starting with the bar, you should reduce your opening hand by one card. That sounds like a good compromise, Edward. That sounds like a good compromise. Yeah. Because in my head, I'm just thinking like the second playthrough would be to try the different deck, but then I guess it's not a correct comparison too, because the first time I play, it's not like I'm starting with enchant weapon in hand, but it's like if I'm switching it out and like, you know, in my head is like, we're doing the second playthrough to try the second deco, but if it's only one card different, maybe I just do it without starting with it, but it was sad when we upgraded shotgun. We spent all this time putting it in the deck and then we never saw it. It was a sad day. It's happened before where we put in these crazy big cards. Everyone votes on it. We get it. It's all in there for this one situation. Like I picture like Dynamite, right? With that starter deck. We just needed it like at certain points. And it's like this one of in the deck and like maybe you get it and it does this crazy thing. But 9 out of 10 playthroughs, you don't see it, or you can't afford it, or it comes at the wrong time, because this is a deck drawing card playing game, that's what happens when you play these games. So anyways, we'll just roll with it. We'll see. Let's not, we don't have to debate it too much now, because it might not happen. So we'll just see how this first playthrough goes. But let's get to the setup of scenario 3. All right, we're doing Return to the Night. Return to the Night of the Zealot. Return to the Devourer below. We got good old rolling. We're going to continue. All right. After a frantic nighttime search through Arkham, you have tracked down and questioned several members of the cult. Your findings are disturbing. They claim to worship a being known as Umordath, a monstrous entity from another realm. You are able to confirm much of Leah's story. The cult is agitated over the destruction of the ghoul lair. However, a surprising detail also turns up. The one who invaded the lair and set this night's events into motion is none other than Lita Chandler herself. You were not sure why this important detail was omitted from Lita's story. Did she tell you only as much as was necessary to draw you into her conflict? But in another light, she seems to be fighting to protect the city of Arkham from a terrible menace. The final piece of the puzzle was found written in a journal possessed by one of the cultists. It describes a dark ritual to be performed deep within the woods south of Arkham this very night. According to the journal, the ritual's completion will open a gate and bring forth the cult's dark master into this world. If the cult is not stopped, Lita warns, There is a possibility that Umordot's vengeance will consume all in its path. Frightened but determined to stop the ritual, you head into the woods. Dun dun dun. All right. To be honest, I think you can win first go. Yeah, but even if we win quickly, Yogi, I can try the other deck too. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I was saying if we fail really fast, what I meant to mean, what I should say is if this scenario just is really quick, you know, like just has a quick resolution to it, we're done in like, you know, it's only been like an hour and a half streaming. We can roll with it. We'll just do a second run, like just for fun, whatever. And let's see here. Oh, can get wrecked by encounter cards in Chaos Bag. Yeah, exactly. Like, no matter what, you start with the rifle in hand. It's like, there's other elements that still can destroy you. Especially in solo, again, that whole one encounter card and you're the only person to deal with it is really, really rough, I noticed. Gather all cards from the following encounter sets. So I gathered a lot of cards here. Got a little bit set up. So we have Devourer below. I have the stuff I think is that sets aside. But where are the enemies? Oh, these right here. Yeah, so I have the Devourer below. And then you see the other color there. So there are a couple new cards that go in and get shuffled in, I think. I'm pretty sure, unless it tells us otherwise. But I gathered all the sets, including these two new ones that we've seen once each that replaced the ghouls and the cult deck or whatever. So that is, what is this? 13 completely removed and replaced cards. And then 2 more that are added in. So 14 changes to the encounter deck, I assume, which should make this pretty different, I would think, or just more of a pain in the ass. We'll see, though. All right. Put the main path location into play. Done. And now we shuffle the 10 copies of Arkham Woods. So, yeah, that's the other thing. So they're all the same on the back, but these are the regular. So it comes with 6 Arkham Woods that we played with last week in the regular campaign. And now it adds 4 more to the options. So we're going to shuffle these all together. And these are other cards that they kept the same copyright, art, information on. So we have no idea if we're going to see a new Arkham Woods, an old Arkham Woods. Sometimes you play, right? And there's always 2 that are set aside, I think it is. And yeah, so there's always a couple you don't see in a playthrough. And I don't know if I've ever seen them all. Also, the order you visit them in can totally change how the scenario plays out for you. Based on if you get stuck somewhere or the challenges or things that happens, right? But we'll see. So each investigator, so we're gonna put 6. Oh, 4 we're putting into play. 4 we're putting into play. Still the same number. Still the same number. There is a permanent that lets you stash a dynamite and it's considered in hand while stashed. Really? Dan, I did not know that. And Drew says, and then sometimes you top deck Lita when you need her. Yeah, that's a magical moment. That is like a once in a lifetime thing, and I'm so glad I got that on video. Yogi says, yeah, but he doesn't have endless XP. Oh, is it super expensive, the dynamite stashing thing? See, that kind of stuff sounds cool for if you're like playing multiplayer with like 4 investigators, right? Where you can take like silly cards like that and kind of have fun. Just spending XP on like really cool thematic things versus like trying to be super efficient. Can do a stick to the plan Nathaniel Cho or something in the A side of Dream Eaters. I don't know what you mean exactly, but... Oh, it's only 3? That's not bad. It's only 3, that's not bad. That's cool. I love seeing all these new cards. Like, I'm still in the discovery phase of this game. Like, I just cracked open packs and then sorted them in. I didn't read anything. I figured we'll see some of it, and like every other LCG I've ever played, some cards just go in there and they never come out. They're just binder fodder, right? And we'll see. But I'll try to play different classes and stuff as we go on so I can dabble with more of them. I'll look up different play decks, like different style decks, the ones that I've played, if I remember. So we're taking 4. Okay, and we're setting 6 aside. That's cool. So let's put those out of play. We're or not beside. They're out of play, right? Yeah, they're removed from the game, so we'll not see them today. Each investigator begins play at the main path, so that's all good. Is there a location recommendation? There is not, right? No, there is not. There's not a recommended layout, which is okay. What else do we need to do? I have all this stuff out here. I'll gotta clear some of it away. Set the ritual site and Umordoth cards. So they're the same. I'm surprised they didn't make a different Umordoth here, but we're gonna set those aside out of play. Flip over the return to the Devoured Blow scenario card and attach it to Umordoth. Okay, that's how they change it. So this says, perform setup as indicated in the Night of the Zealot campaign guide with the following exceptions. When gathering encounter sets, also gather the new encounter sets from Return to the Devoured Blow shown there. When choosing 4 Arkham Woods cards, we just did that. After setting up Umordoth enemy, you flip this card over and attach it to Umordoth. I never even looked at the other side of this. I had no idea that was there. That is so cool. All right, so this is a Treachery Vault of Earthly Demise. And it's Eldritch Otherworld. Vault of Earthly Demise cannot leave play. Umordoth gets plus X health per investigator and plus X fight, where X is the number of resources on this card. Forced. When Umordoth enters play, place 1 resource on this card for each act remaining in the act deck. See, this definitely makes it harder. This definitely makes it harder. Like, these return to boxes are like, yeah, they're meant to challenge you for sure. Like, come on. Oh, man. All right. Yeah. I don't know, Yogi. I don't know what you're talking about. Beat it on the first try. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know about that. And this card, I was reading it while I was waiting for the stream to start. I was looking at the cool art. Then I was like, what is the deal here? So we know this card exists. We've seen this before, right? Test willpower. For each point you fail by, you must either choose one, choose and discard a card from hand, take a drink, or take 1 damage and 1 horror. This one, Revelation. Each investigator, just discard a card from hand, random. Just do it. Like, no choice, no test. And then each investigator who has no cards in his or her hand is killed. Heal 1 damage for each enemy in play. Okay, so yeah, this like when they put a card in the deck that just says you're dead, like that's when you know, like, you know, red flag. This is definitely aimed at a higher difficulty, or a better card pool, more skilled players, more efficient deck, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I kind of am very heavily leaning towards never recommending this to someone that just buys the revised core set. They're waiting for Dunwich Legacy or something, or they can't find something in stock. I don't think you go buy Return to and jam it in the base set, which I don't know if that's a common consensus, but from what I see, this is definitely meant to be, you know, more hardcore. This is meant to be, you own a bunch of cycles, you have a large card pool, you can build very hardcore decks. But yeah, only we had a second Guts. Yeah, I agree. Then this these willpower tests wouldn't be so bad. Anyways, all right. So what's next? Randomly choose one of the following 4 encounter sets. I have them all set up here. I don't know what they are. I just kind of sorted them out. I don't know. Whatever. We're gonna do a random one, and we're not gonna look. We're gonna get, yeah, one of them, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're taking number 1. We're not gonna look at the other ones to know what they are, and we're just gonna set them aside out of play. And we could change that up too if we want on the second run. If we do it, we can choose a different one of these, but I'll keep that face down for now. These I know are going in there, I'm pretty sure. And then what else? Check the campaign log. Because there are 4 entries under Cultist Got Away, place 2 Doom on the agenda, which we'll read the agenda in 1 sec. Oh yeah, we gotta do our cards still. I'll put that there right now. And then add a Elder Thing token to the Chaos bag. Oh no! Check campaign notes. Nope. Start playing now. Where was the make the encounter deck? Oh, right here. Shuffle the remainder of the cards, create the encounter deck. Okay, so we have the Ancient Evils little set. We have the Annoying Dissonant Voices / what's the other one? Rotting Remains, I hate. And then we have these 2 new ones. And then we have some new cards in here. And we're going to do some good shuffling. Just get a pile of allies to soak. You'll be fine. Stacy's asking, what's easier / different the second time through with return to? I don't know. Like the second time through on a return to, there's no easier, but different is like we're just showing. There's new cards added in, 12 cards that completely get replaced with new cards in the encounter deck. And then 2 cards get added. There's a card that's attaching to Umordoth to change his ability a little bit. Arkham Woods cards, there is, 4 new ones that are added in and randomized. We may or may not see them. I don't think there was a change in the Act and Agenda deck, so that's all going to be the same. What else? I think that's it, right? So yeah, we'll see. We will see. Can we see the Chaos Token scenario card again, please? Yeah, I haven't even shown it yet, Yogi. I haven't got that far. I kind of do it as I go along the top and do those cards, but I'll draw our hand first after I shuffle our deck a little bit too. Let me just... okay, let's do some cuts here. Okay, there's our big, juicy encounter deck. All right, so let's put the Arkham Woods... just like this, I guess. We can move them around if we need to, if there's some weird connections and stuff. Okay. All right, so we can close this off. Ultravioletta runs in. I'm here. Did I miss anything? Nope, nothing at all. We're just setting up still. Just setting up still. And again, for those that just joined in, depending on how quickly this little playthrough goes, whether win or lose, we might switch up with the second highest voted options for deck upgrades from yesterday at the end of stream, and then just try again, shuffle everything up. Maybe we'll switch out the little cards in the encounter deck or whatever, that little subset that gets added in. I don't know. We'll see for time, but I'm definitely not going to rush it, that's for sure. But just maybe quick. Okay, 5 cards. We got Charisma in play as a permanent already. We got our 1 physical trauma. What do we get? Vicious Blow. I've had worse. Okay, one of the cards we put in from yesterday. Fast play when you're dealt damage and or horror. Cancel up to 2 damage and or horror. Okay. Just dealt 2, then gain that many resources. Okay. Dynamite Blast. Okay, I'm not looking at chat yet, but I'll give you what I would keep and what I'd throw away. But Bandolier and a shortcut. So unfortunately, I didn't see a weapon. I did not see a weapon. I would probably toss everything. I don't have an ally or a weapon. But let me think about the scenario though. So let me think about the scenario from what I remember. I remember we got to try to get clues, which is not an easy thing off these 4 locations. I feel like some will have clues, some won't. A lot of them probably only have 1. I know we need to get 3 clues to advance. I know there's a ritual site that appears. I know there's the cultist that we didn't capture or whatever last scenario. We'll come back and I forget where they appear. Main path, ritual site, I don't remember. But they all come in and they just slam on the board in a big pile, like zombies in Zombicide, I remember. And trying to get through them is annoying. Dynamite Blast is what we were digging for to try to blow them all up, or some of them. and we let 4 get away, right? 4 enemies will get away, but this time we don't have the masked hunter, which is moving around and hunting. So all the rest of those guys, unless some of the new ones, I have them here just in case. But we only have one new one that got away. And this is Alma Hill. She doesn't have hunter. She's not moving either. So I feel like all of these just spawn there. The only problem is only 2 of them are 3 health. 2 of them are 4 health. So they don't all get killed by the dynamite anyway. But is there an argument to keep dynamite based on this thing that I think happens no matter what? They'll come spawning in. But maybe not. I feel like there was a way they got destroyed too. I forget. I can't remember. So yeah. So no weapon, no ally makes me very sad, but I'm debating keeping Dynamite Blast. Thoughts? Let's see what the chat's saying. Now I'm looking at the chat. I want to see what you guys are thinking. Yogi saying ditch it all. Dan saying ditch it all. Happy Man saying keep all but Dynamite. Dan saying maybe save Dynamite. Throw all but Dynamite, says Happy Man. Ultravioletta says maybe keep the new card and Mulligan the rest. Okay, the new card is I've had worse. I don't know. Am I worried about taking damage and horror right away? This doesn't help me yet, but it might be very soon and it could get me some money. I don't know though. I would keep it if I had a weapon and or an ally right now, or both. I would definitely keep it, but and Kevin says I'm with Yogi, ditch it all. And Cinegamer says keep Dynamite. So here's the thing about Dynamite too. There's 2 of in this deck. It's not a 1 of this week. Last week when we played the revised core set only using the starter deck, there was only 1 Dynamite Blast. Today we have 2 in here. And we have a bunch of cards that search the deck and grab things. Do we trust in that? Or do we hold it? Because keeping this right now means we might be drawing 1 card less in our deck, less chance of drawing into a weapon and or ally or something like that. Oh, it is a 1 of? I thought it was 2. I thought it was 2. Sorry, Yogi. I thought it was 2. No, it is a 1 of. You're right. It is a 1 of. My bad. Yeah, right here. It's a 1 of. I should have looked. It is only a 1 of. But we do have search cards. Oh, yeah. Trust in your allies. Yes. Okay. All right. I want Mr. Rook. I know. I want a weapon. I know. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do though. We're going to do a poll. Keep Dynamite or not. That's, I'll leave it up to you guys. Keep Dynamite. Where am I typing if it's not in there? Keep Dynamite. All right, I'll just put a quick poll up for like a minute. It's in the live chat. Get in there and vote. Should I keep Dynamite out of this hand or throw it away with the rest? I'm definitely throwing away the rest. So the rest is gone. Is it keep Dynamite or not? That's the question. Should I draw into 4 more cards hoping for a weapon and an ally or something? Or should I keep this and only draw 4 more cards instead of 5? Because yeah, I don't think in this scenario you have a lot of time to kind of dilly-dally. I think things kind of punish you. I know that I see 4 doom threshold here. I see 3 clues there. We might have trouble. If we think we're not going to advance it and all those enemies are going to drop in, this might be a good keep to buy us some time. It might buy us some time, right? I don't know. Plus, are we going for the kill Umordoth strategy, right? Like this could help with that. 3 damage is 3 damage. I don't remember what it is. It's like 10, right? Oh, but then it has extra from an attachment. So yeah, if we want to do like 10 plus damage to an enemy, we're not going to survive that long unless we have ways of preventing damage and allies to soak it, right? I think that's the strategy there, is you got to be able to survive. But this lets you throw it from an adjacent location, right? So we could get a shot in without getting you know, hit by the boss man. But the boss man is a hunter and moves, right? Yeah, so I don't know. All right, let's end the poll and we'll go with whatever you guys voted for. Thank you everyone that voted, of course. Thank you. Thank you everyone that hit the like button too, which is like half of you, it looks like. And half of you voted. So I don't know, is it the half that clicked the like button are the same half that voted, or is it the other half? Like, I don't know what's going on, but thank you all for clicking the like button. Cinegaver says, I also like blowing crap up. Yeah, me too. I would keep it just for fun, but let's see. It's 55%. Say no. It's gone. It's gone. We may draw into it. We may draw into it. Maybe we don't need it. Cover up. Okay, we ignore that. It's a weakness. Extra ammo. Crack the case. Crack the case. Enchant weapon. But do we have a weapon to enchant? No, we have a flashlight. And Yogi is saying you need to be able to find it and get clues. So you need a flashlight, crack the case, weapon, Mr. Rook, Gret. So we actually did get to crack the cases, a flashlight. That's some of the stuff you're saying we're looking for. Still don't have a weapon and an ally, though. I'm not feeling good about this first run, but we'll shuffle all this stuff back in and see. Maybe we get lucky in the first couple rounds and find Mr. Rook or something. I don't know. You see why I was talking about the theory of getting the bar and just holding the bar on the second run? Because like this kind of stuff happens. So yeah, this happens more than it. This kind of bad-ish mulligan, when you're looking for specific things, happens more than it doesn't in this game. So that's why I was talking about just taking the bar on the second run and just rolling with it. Like, let's not play games. Flashlight, move, get clue. Flashlight, move, get clue. First round, okay. Go hide in the woods. That is actually kind of what I will do. Mulligan is fine, says Yogi. Oh, man. Now the draws. Who knows what the draws are going to be like. Let's just... All right. Let's roll with it. Let's roll with it. Okay. Let's read our agenda. That's going to start with 2 doom out of 4 already. The Arkham Woods. So, from interrogating members of the conspiracy within Arkham, you have learned that they are performing a rite of vengeance in response to the destruction of one of their master's lairs. You have entered the woods outside of Arkham to try to stop them. The woods seem unnaturally cold and filled with deathly silence. Daniel, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, there was one before we started too, right? Kenny Brown, thank you so much for subscribing also. Sorry I wasn't live yet. I totally forgot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cinegamer went to get my food and the dynamite's lost already. You weren't here to vote. You weren't here to swing the vote. All right. First turn, hide in the woods and resign. Nah, see, that seems logical. That seems logical. Okay. Then we have the Act deck. Investigating the trail. The evidence you've gathered has led you to the woods south of Arkham, where you believe a ritual to summon a being called Umar Doth is about to take place. Stealing your resolve, you set forth deeper into the woods, hoping to find the site of this ritual. We need three clues to advance this. Okay. Yeah. Our Devourer below, standard difficulty we're playing on, has the skull giving us a -X. X is the number of monster enemies in play. The cultist head is -2, place 1 doom on the nearest enemy. The tablet is -3. If there's a monster enemy at your location, take 1 damage. And the good old elder thing token is -5. If there's an ancient one enemy in play, reveal another token. I don't know when you'd have like more than +5 and that needs to be drawn. I don't know. But I guess you could draw into your elder sign. If there's clues there, you could swing it back the other way or a +1 or something. I don't know. Okay. Now the main path. Hangman's Brook separates Uptown from the woods south of Arkham. Passing over a small bridge, you follow the main path deeper into the forest. 2 shrouds, 0 clues. The main path is connected to each other woods location. And we got to resign. There's nothing we can do to stop them. You flee from the woods, leaving Arkham to its grisly fate. And this obviously connects to all the woods. And I think that plus little brown is to the ritual site eventually, if we can get there. Yeah. Allison, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Pull up a chair and join me at Rob's gaming table. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, one sec. Oh, come on. 3. Remember last time we did this, right? So I put a poll in the chat. We have location 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which location would you like me to go to first this time? They're obviously random, but then I can blame it on you guys when we go to a very bad one first and it wrecks our playthrough. It's not on me. Just kidding. Draw a not a weapon. Draw a not a weapon. Resign. Yep, Dan, that sounds good. How do you know it's going to happen? Sweet. Resign, we win. Yes, yes. Yes, Cinegamer. So you do have the right, because you were not here to vote. Oh, you did vote. Okay, so now you can complain. But that doesn't stop people from complaining anyway. So even if you didn't vote, you can complain according to how society seems to work. So anyways. Oh, man. All right. So we're going to play Flashlight. And we're going to spend 2 to play Flashlight. And we're going to put 3 batteries in our Flashlight. And then what was it? Play Flashlight. Move, get a clue. Yeah, assuming there's a clue at the location. I have a feeling there's some that don't have clues on it. Especially since we shuffled in some return to locations, which I assume make it harder. All right. So I'll leave the poll up for like another 30 seconds. I'll close the poll. We'll go with the most voted location first. And then maybe we'll use the second most voted location, second and third and fourth. We'll do it in that order as we play it, based on how you guys voted, to try to gather our clues. Sir Devo says, who do I go to complain about the complaint department? That is a good question. Who watches the watchers? Who watches the watchers? I don't think we can enchant the flashlight, right? It has to be... Yeah, we can't extra ammo it, but I think you're joking. And beat Cthulhu with the flashlight. Yeah, it only works on firearms for extra ammo and weapons for enchant. Not items. Not items. It already crossed my mind, to be honest. I already thought like, oh, can we use that with the flashlight? But quickly saw the bolded weapon text on there. Okay, so we're gonna move to, let's close the poll and see. Wordna says, use the flashlight as a lightsaber. All right, we're going to location number 1. That got 40%. Location number 4 got 27%. Location number 3 got 22%. And unfortunately, the most unpopular location with only 9% of the vote is location number 2. Thank you everyone that voted. So that's how we'll kind of deal with them. So we're going location number 1. Let's see what we find. Oh, it's, yeah. How are we getting a clue again, Yogi, on the first turn here? Called it. We found the Quiet Glade. Oh, the perfect one you want to see first when you've not taken any damage or horror yet. That's awesome. And no clues. Yeah, this playthrough is going amazing right now. So it's 1 shroud, no clues. So with my other action, I think I'll just draw a card. That seems like the play. Or I could... Are the locations, they're not connected to each other, right? Not until you flip them up. This one only goes back to here and then 2 other places possibly. So I can't just move to another location to try to find. So yeah, we're just going to draw. We're just going to draw. I know, flashlight could be a weapon. Could be. Especially to someone who's sensitive to light. Ha ha ha! Yes, the top card was Dynamite Blast. Take that, you people who voted it out. There you go. You can't hold my Dynamite Blast down. You can't oppress it into my deck. I still wish I had a weapon and ally before that, though. Damn it. Damn it. All right, so about that second attempt, should we just start it now? Okay, so that's done. Enemies, none exist. We're going to go to draw, or I guess reset. Draw. Oh, look who showed up to the party. Okay, let's not give up yet. Let's not give up yet. We drew into Mr. Rook. We gain a resource. We have 4 resources. All right. Then we're going to put a Doom. So we're at 3 out of 4 on the agenda. Also, one thing pointed out, guys, keep an eye. If I ever, I supposedly I took too much damage in one and I didn't take enough damage in another in the last few episodes, and even last week's, I maybe missed stuff when I stopped and talked to chat and stuff. So if you guys notice anything, feel free. I appreciate it. If you think I didn't take the damage from something, or I forget, especially if I get, you know, yapping like right now and then I forget where I am, because it does happen. So yeah, just let me know. Of course, always appreciated, even if you're wrong. Just kidding. All right. Now we're going to draw the encounter card. What's the worst one we could see right now? Because that's what we're going to draw. Umordoth's Wrath. Test willpower 5. For each point you fail by, you must either choose one. Discard a card from hand, or take 1 damage and 1 horror. At least it's not a random card. At least it's not a random card to rip Mr. Rook out of our hand right away. So willpower test. I could put Mr. Rook into the willpower test. No, I'm just kidding. And Dynamite Blast. And Enchant Weapon. But... I gotta get rid of a card if I fail. So I'm just gonna test 3 on 5 and just fail, I guess. Dan says, I'm watching your first blaze of big campaigns and you miss damage so often, I'm going to time travel and smack you. I don't know if I miss damage. Maybe I do, and or Mel does, but like, I think what happens is we put it on allies maybe and not say it. Or, yeah, when we start discussing where to put it, and then we like forget. I don't know. But either way, we finish horribly in all of our campaigns. I feel, in all of our scenarios. So even if we did take the damage, it's just even worse. So like, whatever. It's not like we're crushing everything. So I'm all good with it, but yeah. Yeah, feel free to catch it and call it out live. Because obviously, like, I don't know how people are missing it. I feel like it's not the case. But again, we're not like hardcore players here. It's like, we're just casually having fun with the game. But, all right, so we drew a cultist, which is -2. Place 1 doom on the nearest enemy. There is no nearest enemies. So we're just going to fail this. And we're going to lose. I feel like a crack the case. I feel like a crack the case. Or an extra ammo. Oh, it's a card per point. Oh, okay. Whoops. Oh, I messed that up. I messed that up. It's a card per point. But would I have put cards in? I don't think so. Yeah, so it's like, what do I do? So I have to get rid of 4 cards. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay. So yeah, because otherwise I would have thrown some of these in, right? I guess I could have thrown this one in, but then I still lose anyway. So like, it's whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I just know I was right. Like, one of the worst cards for Roland to deal with on turn 1 when he's not prepared is right here. So there we go. Lesson learned. No, it's not damage or a card. Well, I guess we could take some damage and some horror. But again, it's all going on us, right? For each point you fail by, you must either choose one. Choose and discard a card from hand, or take 1 damage and 1 horror. Yeah, I don't really want to take damage and horror right now. I don't know. I just feel it's a super bad start, but... Didn't I fail by 4? Anyways. Yeah, I can split it. Yeah, I can, but like, I don't want to. So that's why I did that, but... Yeah. Take 2 damage and 2 horror, keep cards. Yeah, no, I think I'm good. I'm just gonna roll with that. Because if I take the 2 damage and 2 horror, there's no way I'm dealing with all the enemies and the boss in this scenario. Keep the enchant weapon? Really? It's that good? When I don't have a weapon? I guess I have Mr. Rook. We might see a weapon. When you perform a fight action, exhaust it. Yeah, I guess if we get a weapon, I mean, that is cool, but it's also 3 cost. All right. Yeah, sure. We'll try, but I don't feel good about it. Okay. All right. Because we're going to have to discard more cards, so we'll see. Okay. Our turn. Now what? Put Mr. Rook into play, I think. Search. Like, I don't know how we're getting the clues either. All right, so search. We'll put in Mr. Rook. Oh, yeah. We'll put 3 secrets on him. And then we'll exhaust Mr. Rook. Search the top 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we got Machete, we got Lita, we got Roll Insert 8 Special, Cover Up. So we have to take Cover Up, which is fine. We don't care about Cover Up. But definitely that is going into play. Okay. So we got Machete, we got Lita. We can take one of these cards. 38 Special, Glimpse the Unthinkable, Shortcut, Vicious Blow, On the Hunt, or Hallowed Mirror. Ooh. So weapon is Machete or Rollins 38 Special. Now we know extra ammo has gone bye-bye, so we're not going to see that again, I don't think. I don't think we have a way of doing that, unless we literally rip through our deck. But I don't see that happening. So yeah, which weapon? 4 uses on Rollins 38. We could draw into Machete later if we run out, but like, again, I think whatever weapon we stick in is like it. Signature gun? Yeah? Okay. Signature gun is what we keep. And the rest will shuffle back in. 38. All right, 38 it is. It is cheap though too. I like the way it's only 3. Like some of the other weapons in Guardian, they're usually pretty pricey. That's not a bad one actually. Just, are we going to get clues on our locations to give it the extra +3 bump? I don't know. But we do have an enchant weapon, right? That's what we're going to attach to it. That'll cost 6 total, but we're way far away from doing that. So we definitely need to see, I don't know, just, do we still have emergency cash? Yeah, we need to see one of our emergency caches, because we lost the Crack the Case, right? Aren't those the ones that, yeah, these are money generating ones, but unfortunately, I dumped them because I don't know what to do about it. I'd rather, because we have other ways of getting money. It's like the heal I don't trust as much as getting money, so that's why I put my faith there. But all right, let's cut it up. All right, so this is our hand. So we played Mr. Rook, we drew with Mr. Rook, still have 2 actions. So we probably just move somewhere, I think. Or we just take a money and move or something. I don't know. Maybe just take 2 money and stay where we are. But this thing's going to advance. I don't remember what that advancing does, but that might be where it drops all the enemies on the main path. I'm going to assume, but I don't remember. So do I want to get through those enemies now? I don't know. It sucks that like I have no clues. I see no clues on the board yet. So that sucks. Heal and move. Heal and move. Oh, heal. 1 damage, 1 horror. Limit once per turn. Okay. Yeah. Do we do damage or do we do horror? I'm thinking of the move actually. Because I don't know about getting stuck in the main path. I feel like that's a bad thing. So then we're going to move. I'm going to move and we'll do to the second most voted location, which was number 4. So we're going to go move, move. And we found the cliffside. 2 shroud, 1 clue. This location, you investigate it with agility, which is like my worst stat. Instead. So yeah, but at least if a monster jumps on us, we have a location with a clue. So that kind of worked out, right? Oh yeah, we do have flashlight too, right? So that should be not bad. But anyways, we're done. Monsters, no. Reset, draw. We got our lonely copy of Guts, sweet. We're gonna take a resource. We need to get a weapon into play like fast. I probably should just stay where I was and try to get a weapon into play, but we'll hopefully be lucky here. So we're gonna put a Doom on the agenda in advance, right? Clear it all away. And what happens? Death to the intruders. Throughout the woods, a shrieking cry echoes from somewhere deeper in the forest. A score of hideous voices answer the call. Inhuman as the baying of hounds, and yet articulate, repeating a singular name. Umerdorf. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards on the top until a monster enemy is discarded. Spawn that enemy at the main path and place one doom on that enemy. Oh, okay. I forgot about this. Okay, cool. So this shuffle back in. You have your weakness in play. No point getting clues. Yeah, see, Dan, I think, thought it works the same way I thought I was playing it. So this card is optional, right? Because it's a reaction. But I was assuming it too, Dan. I thought it was the same way as you. But I think you and I are both very incorrect. Because it's a reaction, I think you choose when to fire that off, right? When you would discover one or more clues at your location, discard that many clues from cover up instead. I feel like it's a choice. And it's that whole idea, kind of like Dark Pact, is your choice. If you don't make that choice 3 times, you're going to suffer 1 mental trauma. So I feel it's up to you if you want it to mess with your playthrough or not. Whether you want to be harmed by it during the play or whether you want to be harmed by it later. Yeah, I thought it was optional too, Dan. So now you're down on my level with understanding of cards and rules. So that's good. I don't feel like such a noob anymore. Sucker. I'm just kidding. All right. I never played with this guy. Yeah, optional. Oh, okay. I played a bunch with him, and I thought it worked that way, too. I thought it was the same as you thought, Dan. MJ would have put forced on it, right? Yeah, I would have said forced. You're right, you're right. And yes, Janet, you are correct. Since it's the last scenario, I can totally ignore this. I can totally ignore it. That's what we were talking about earlier. Yogi was saying it was like just a dead draw. It's just like, I wish I had another card, but at least it's not punishing me. Okay, let's start discarding cards until, first one's a monster. Sweet. Great. We found a new little monster here, Grave Eater. 2/2/2. Force, after Grave Eater attacks you, discard 1 card at random from your hand. Okay, so he spawns at the main path. And then put 1 doom on him. Okay. Then it says the ritual begins. The chanting builds in intensity, echoing the cold air of the night. The sparse clouds in the sky coalesce above Arkham Woods, blotting out the faint light of the stars. Each enemy gets +1 fight and +1 evade, and 5 doom to advance this one. And we already have 1 in play, so we have 4 more and we're advancing. Okay. So this guy won't move. He's literally just going to sit there at the main path. Right? That's where he goes for sure, right? Yeah. Spawn the enemy at the main path. Well, we might as well try to get a clue. But we also can't move until we get a weapon down, go in and fight this guy, I think. That's probably the best way to do it. So that we can fight him with like 1 action, but I don't know. Because he is actually a 3/2/3 because of this now. So I only have 4 fight by default. So it's probably not good to just fight him like just with our fists. Yeah. So let's do that. So I'll take 1 money. 1 action. Second action, let's play Roland's 38 special. Spending all of our resources. Putting 4 bullets in it. Then with our last action, we're going to investigate. I think I'm going to do the flashlight on it because we have only 2 agility and we have to test agility on this one. And it has 2 shroud. So I reduce the shroud by 2. This way, there's only 1 horrible token that'll fail us, right? Because it's a 0 shroud and we can't go negative on tests. Oh yeah, Mr. Rook, Mr. Rook. Maybe I should do that first to get my info, right? So yeah, sorry. Mr. Rook first. So we know. Yeah, I should have done that very first because we might change what we play and stuff, right? So let's look at 9 cards. Yeah, Mr. Rook. We need more knowledge first. More knowledge first. So we found Gret, Lita, Vicious Blow, Reliable, Machete, Mr. Rook, I've Had Worse, On the Hunt, and another machete. No, we didn't get our other, what is it, Price of Failure. So looking at these, I don't know. I would probably go for Lita. Maybe grab Lita. And then I would probably have changed my whole turn. I probably wouldn't even put down the weapon. Right? Because then Lita can just help me get the extra damage against a monster enemy. She also gives me +1 fight, which might be okay. But I probably still just stay here and try to... maybe I put the weapon down next turn. I don't know. Or maybe I still do the weapon, but I put Lita down before moving next turn. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the way. Bernardo's here. Greetings from Monsters, Inc. Having trouble with Boo's invisible friends, the egomaniac, Cthulhu, which has a tendency of ruining the day of investigators and such. Hey, Bernardo, welcome, welcome. If you advance the agenda, you lose the advantage to the monsters if it doesn't mention the advantage on the new agenda. Yes. Yes, yes. This little ability is what you're talking about, Sir Devo. This ability is only in play while this agenda is the top agenda. Once this agenda is discarded or whatever, it's no longer active unless it says it on the next one, which usually is that's what happens in these. You leave the 38 down? Okay, perfect. So I'll take Lita with Mr. Rook's ability first. That's how it would go. Then I would gain a resource. And then I would pay the resources to play the 38 special and put 4 bullets on it. And then I'm not investigating right now. And then maybe an enemy will drop in. And I can just get the clue that way maybe. And I'll put a battery back in my flashlight. Oh yeah, Mr. Rook was fast, right? Yeah, yeah. So I still can investigate. My bad, my bad. Or I just play Lita. I'm just gonna play Lita. I'll just play Lita. Yeah, yeah. Still got 1 action, just playing Lita. Yeah, yeah. Mr. Rook's free again. Oh man. Good old Mr. Rook. All right. Yeah, yeah. So we'll just play Lita, and we're done. Enemies. This guy's just chilling. Reset. Draw. Unexpected courage. Take a resource. Doom on the agenda. So we're at 2 out of 5. Draw. Disciple of the Devourer. This guy is a 4/1/2 because of our agenda. Humanoid cultist. Spawn farthest empty location. Force after you spawn Disciple of the Devourer. You must either place 1 doom on it or place one of your place one of your clues on it. If the current agenda is not agenda 1, do both. Oh no. He's doing both. So we gotta discard. Oh, 1 clue. Oh, we don't have any clues. Yeah, yeah, we don't have any clues. Good thing we didn't take a clue. All right. So farthest location is just any of these other woods. So the next one in the poll was not number 2, it was 3. I'm gonna put him at 3, and he gets a doom. So now we're at 3 doom out of 5, but we don't check to advance anyway yet. But it just makes it so we're gonna advance really fast here. So this guy actually readied up before. I should probably just do it again, right? I should have done it again in another window too. So let's just use up Mr. Rook, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, yeah. I should have done it faster, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. Vicious Blow, 2 on the hunts. Machete, Mr. Rook. Shortcut. Shortcut, shortcut. Flashlight, Gret. Okay, Vicious Blow, 2 on the hunts. Machete, Mr. Rook, 2 shortcuts. Flashlight or Gret. That's, I would pick probably... I would go with maybe a second Mr. Rook. Because this one I'll probably let die sooner rather than later. or a Gret to replace him when he dies. But again, she's expensive. I still don't have cards with money. If I had an emergency cash here, I would have taken it 2 seconds. Or a shortcut could help us get out of a jam here and speed things up. That might be the key. But I think maybe we need that when Umardoth shows up, maybe. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Am I missing something? I'm thinking of an ally. You know, just to replace, but I think in Mr. Rook or Gret. I probably would do Mr. Rook because it could speed up finding other things, but it does cost money, but less than her. Mr. Rook would be okay as let the first one soak encounter deck, find money, losing crack the case hurts. I agree. That's why I'm worried I won't be able to afford the bigger cards. Like Dynamite Blast, like I'm holding it, but it's like, unless I draw into emergency caches, I don't see what's happening here. Yeah, so just draw into Mr. Rook, I think, unless I want skill icons in hand, maybe. No. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I don't know if I have enough time to do Mr. Rook to search, but we'll see. Okay. All right, our turn. Let's just we need a clue, so I gotta get the clue. Let's do flashlight. We're gonna investigate. Zero. So we're good. We got a clue. Yay! Then we're gonna move. This guy will engage him at the main path. Then we're gonna fight it. So it's a 3 to fight because of the agenda. We have 4 fight plus 1 from Lita. If it was a 2, I wouldn't even use a bullet, but I feel like I'm gonna use the bullet. Unless I have another way. No, I should probably just use the bullet. I don't know, that feels like a waste. That's annoying too. There's a way. Enchant weapon is 3. Yeah, if I could have got this out, but still I have to waste a bullet for it, so. Alright, let's just shoot him. Let's just waste a bullet. Let's waste a bullet. This stupid monster. Let's waste a bullet. Alright, got another 0. Sweet. Boom. This guy's gone. Got rid of a doom. This guy's dead. Put him in the discard pile. Alright, that's us. Done. Enemies. This guy's just chilling. And no other enemy stuff. Reset. Draw. Vicious blow. Resource. Doom. So we're back at 3 out of 5. Draw an encounter card. Oh, another new one. Chill from below. Hazard. Revelation. Test willpower 3. For each point you fail by, you must discard a card at random from your hand. For each card you cannot discard, take 1 damage. That sounds like a guts play to me. So I would be a 5 on 3. Yeah, I'll try it. 5 on 3. Dan, because Lita only gives me +1 fight, so I'd be testing a 4 on a 3. And being only +1, and then if I didn't kill that guy, and I miss, I waste an action, and then he hits me back for a damage and a horror during the enemy phase. And then what? I have to spend an action to try that again next turn, and then I draw -2 or -3 or -4 or a tablet or an elder thing, or a red token. Then I have to do it again and again and again, and I just keep trying with +1 tests. Yeah, I did get lucky. I drew the 0 there, but yeah, no. After the last play, I feel like that's not the play I want to do. I do have places to put the damage and horror, but just wasting a bunch of actions on a -1 test, it seems like not a smart play to me. I'd rather just spend the bullet. Because I feel like we're behind already. So, yeah, that's my theory. That's my theory. What's this? -4? Of course, -4. So I did a 5 on 3. So I'm going to have to lose 2 cards at random. Holy. Okay, awesome. So let's shuffle these up. And let's roll a die. Card number 4 and card number 2 are, what do we lose at random? Vicious Blow and Unexpected Courage. I should just put Unexpected in the test, but then I still would have lost, right? Has it been up? Yeah, I think, yeah. These are discarded. Okay, awesome. Oh, you're listening? Yeah. The only fist I had in hand, Dan, was I could have put Unexpected Courage, I think. I had these, but I'm like I was holding on to these for something else. Like I wanted to use these for fighting other enemies and or the boss later if I can get that far, or getting clues. That was my theory. But yeah. All right. Let's. Oh yeah, this guy should be ready, right? I think. I keep forgetting. So we're going to location number 3. This guy is a 4, 1, 2. So he's pretty easy, but again, I would need to use a bullet. Yeah, which kind of sucks. I still need 2 clues. Like, so yeah, I got to do it. So we're going to move in. This guy will engage us. We are, well, only 1 clue. 3 Shroud. This is Arkham Woods Twisting Paths. This is the one that is hard to escape from. You need to do intellect tests to get out of here. If we keep failing, we can't leave. So this one's just an action point soak card, or action point gobbling card. It's like the, you know, my action points are cookies, and that's the Cookie Monster is what I see is going to be happening here. He's just me gobbling up my action points. All right. So I move in. We're going to put a clue on the location. Then we're going to fight this guy. Now he's a 4 because he's buffed from the agenda. So I have 4 + 1 for Lita. He's not a monster, so I don't get extra damage. He's the only one to kill him. Man, I don't want to use a bullet, but I feel like I have to. Bernardo says, I hate the randomness of this game. We have a say in Mexico. Good luck in love, bad luck in games. I guess too many people love me. Yes! I love you, Bernardo. I do. +3 from the clue if you use the gun. That I know. It's like I don't want to use the gun, Yogi. I don't want to keep losing bullets knowing there's no other way to get them back. And I have no other weapon. And I keep seeing weapons, but I keep throwing them away. But we hopefully can get Mr. Rook in before we lose him. Because I don't trust us to keep everything in hand and not lose it due to encounter deck effects and stuff. So, yeah. So we'll fire at this guy. So we have a clue on our location. So the gun gets us +3 fight. Lita gives us +1. So we are at 8 on 4. 8 on 4. Yes. Meet me at the table. My cookies, aka action points. Yeah, they're valuable like real cookies. Like just that important. Someone takes your cookie away, you're not happy about it. All right, we got a -3. If there's a monster enemy at your location, take 1 damage. This guy is just a humanoid and a cultist, so we're not taking any damage from that. So I don't want to hear a comment about I missed taking damage there, okay? Because I think that's what happens sometimes too. People misunderstand. They can't see the cards on stream, right? To see the traits and stuff. So sometimes I just read that stuff and I ignore it because I know it doesn't happen. All right, so let's kill this guy. And I guess investigate with the flashlight. Oh, I get the clue. I get the clue because he's a monster. Or an enemy, an enemy. Roland's ability, Roland's ability. Now let's try to get out of there, though. That's what I think. Let's try to get out of there. Yeah, gain the clue. I always forget that. I always forget that. All right. Forced. When you move out of this location, test intellect of 3. If you fail, cancel the effects of the move. I feel like I should start that process, right? I have no intellect icons in hand. So I'm testing a 3-on-3. Yeah, let's just try to move. This test sucks, but at least there's no like big punishment other than we just keep losing actions, which is a big punishment. -2. I need 3 clues to advance, of course. So I do need to go to the last location. I feel like I don't know if it's always this way, but I feel like I always get unlucky and have one location that doesn't give me any. So I always see it. And it was the first one we went to. So I feel that every time I play this, excuse me, I have to go to all 4 locations no matter what. Like, my luck just never works where I only go to 3 and we're good. So it always is a pain in the butt, takes forever to advance this thing. I just get so unlucky. I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, it's so frustrating. You don't understand, because I know this happened last week too, the same thing. So it's driving me nuts. Oh, like what is that saying? It's like the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's how I feel in playing this game. Oh, why do I keep playing it and thinking something different will happen? The game is always gonna drive me nuts. All right. So we're good. Done our turn. Reset. No monsters. Draw. On the hunt. Okay, we can maybe throw that in the intellect test. Try to get out of this location. Gain a resource. We're up to 3. Maybe we can play Mr. Rook to replace him. Start searching for something to help us win this test. Or search for a replacement weapon for a 38 special that only has 2 bullets left. Okay, let's put a Doom. We're putting our 3rd Doom on the agenda. And we're going to draw an encounter card. Oh, yeah. I forgot that, Yogi. I forgot about the connecting locations. Let's see. I'll put out the arrows here. Let's see what connects. So we know these connect. These connect. This connects. Yeah, good call. I forgot about when you flip them. They have different different symbols. So let's try to figure out where they go. So this one also connects to this one. So I'm going to switch these 2. So this one connects here. And does this one connect back? No. No, it doesn't. So let's do it like this. I think it's like that. So this connects back to the main path, connects to 2 lines, which these ones don't have 2 lines on them. And it connects to the little hourglass, which is here. This one connects to the moon, which is here. Oh, it does connect back. It does connect back, sorry. And the blue triangle, which we don't have. This one connects to a green diamond, which we don't have. And connects to the 2 little blue lines, which we don't have. So that's how that one looks, like this. That's only these two connecting were the missed information. So that's when I started on, but it wasn't connected yet. When I got to this one, I don't want to go back to that one, so it's fine. So it didn't change anything that I would have done. Yeah, didn't change anything that I would have done. But yeah, good call. I totally forgot that these appear when you flip them. Okay, so what do we draw? Oh, we got another Disciple the Devourer. Spawn at the farthest empty location. So that has to be one of these 3. We are going to go to this one. So let's put him there. And we're going to put one of our clues on this location. Because that's what he does, and he's a jerk. Okay, so we're back to 1 clue we need out of 3. All right, now what? Move in there and fight this dude with another shot. Throw down Mr. Rook. Because with him there, he's the 4th Doom in play. So this will advance next end of the round. So unless I go kill that guy, I lose the round. So I feel like I just got to go in there and fight him, right? Oh, but I might not be able to leave. That's the other problem. Got to try though, right? Yeah, these arrows, they were on Etsy. There's so many different ones, so many cool ones. I just grabbed the one that had the best shipping to Canada prices, which sometimes even in Canada or the US, if they're coming from there, are not the best prices. I feel like they're from the UK, if I remember correctly. The tokens are linked down in the video description. They're from eRaptor. They're acrylic tokens. Yeah, just check the video description. There's information for all this stuff usually, except for the arrows, because I don't remember where I got them from. And then the bag is from the revised core set. It is glow in the dark, you know, for those nights when you're playing in the pitch black. You're playing your Arkham horror in the pitch black because you know the game so well, you don't need to read the cards or anything. That's also why I have the arrows and the special tokens, is because it's easier for me to feel them in the dark to know what's happening. And then these are game trays, which are linked down in the video description. Also, if you're curious about these in all different colors. Again, thanks to the folks at eRaptor for sending us the tokens. And thanks to the folks over at Game Trays for sending us these trays complimentary. But I don't get anything out of you buying them, so go nuts, up to you. They're just really cool. I saw them online, you know, whatever. But thanks to the folks that donate on Patreon and YouTube through the super chats and stuff, and the members, because without you, I wouldn't be buying these little arrows and stuff off Etsy and things. So I appreciate it. The sleeves are also dragon shields, if you care. Dragon shield mats. I always get asked. There's always a comment that's asking, what are these sleeves? They're see-through blue dragon shields and clear matte dragon shields. And the mat comes from Fantasy Flight Games. The table comes from... No, I'm just joking. My mouse comes from... No, I'm just joking. My shirt. No. Anyways, all right. Toothpicks work too, but they can be dangerous. Those can be dangerous. But if you like playing your game with a little danger... but one of the most clever ones that I saw when I was researching the arrows was some people just use an 8.5 by 11 page underneath and then just draw with pen, like, or pencil, and connecting everything that way. Just laying it like underneath a bit, which works. Looks ugly, but works. Yeah. Yeah, Mel is the homemade ones. They're upstairs though, but yeah, those ones are cool. I like those ones a lot. But we made those ones after we found out these were going to take like a month or so to come. We went and made some from the craft store to tide us over for a few weeks or months. Actually, it took almost like 2 months to get these tokens. So I would never order from there again, which is part of the reason why I don't recommend them, because yeah, they kind of like were wrong on the estimate and they were really expensive and kind of overpriced on the shipping for taking so long. So yeah, to be honest and upfront. But anyways, they are nice though. All right. We were on our turn deciding we were going to try to leave this location. I'm going to put On the Hunt into the test. And -3. So we don't move, we lose On the Hunt. We were only +1 on it. I'm going to try to move again. 3 on 3. And we'll see how many rounds we can spend just trying to move. I could draw cards, but I don't know how much intellect I'll draw into. And those are all just spinning actions. This is where I wish we never took out the logical reasonings and stuff. I wish I didn't lose Unexpected Courage too. I also lost like all these from my hand earlier, but that was my choice. Because I thought, I don't care about intellect tests because I have Roland's ability to get clues with enemies and stuff. And I have a flashlight. But flashlight and Roland's ability don't help you in this test. So that's very sucky. And this location I seem to always get, and it definitely ruins me. Gain 2 resources, or gain 1 resource, draw a card. Yes, Edward, yes. A little blood from the toothpicks also adds the ambiance. Yes, yes. You guys are just saying chill? Just draw and gain a money? Oh, like, what am I waiting for, right? Like, I don't know. Okay, so I'll just stay here and draw. Oh, emergency cash, yay! I probably should have drew and gained resources in the other order, but that's just me. Yeah, we can pretend I did that, and I'll just draw again. Oh, there you go. Emergency cash twice. Okay, sure, whatever. All right, we're done. Enemies. Oh yeah, this is the problem. It's going to advance anyway. But yeah, I couldn't get to him once I failed the first test, so yeah. So we are enemies not moving. Reset, draw, machete, gain a resource. Then we're going to doom. We're now at 5 doom total because we have some in play on an enemy. All of it gets cleared away, including the doom on the enemy. Then we're going to advance. And the Will of Umordoth. A dark presence approaches, and you're assaulted by invisible pressures that bring you to your knees. A terrible force threatens to invade your mind and soul. Your throat clenches and your eyes water as the sensation burns through you. In player order, each investigator must test willpower of 6. Each investigator who fails must search the collection for a random basic madness weakness and add it to his or her hand. Sure. Test 3 on 6. Fail. Yep, big time fail. Even if I put in all of my stuff, could have maybe passed. No, I couldn't. Yeah, that's, yeah. Man. Okay, anyways, let's search for a random. What is it? A random basic madness weakness. Madness. Oh no, that's monster. Different M word. Yeah, Dan, I was thinking that. I'm probably going to draw into the weakness that loses all my cards from hand. Because if the resource ones happens, not so upset because I have 2 emergency caches. But yeah, losing all my cards in hand, that would suck. That's like, man, out of all these cards, like there's a lot of cards. A lot of cards. I hope I wouldn't draw that one. All right, let's just do this one. Add hypochondria to your threat area after you take 1 damage. After you take 1 or more damage, take 1 direct horror. 2 actions to get rid of it. So that basically just says on it, take 2 actions to get rid of it. That sucks. Because I can't sit there taking like extra horror. I don't have that to spare. So yeah. Awesome. Okay, next. Vengeance awaits. The world begins to shift and change as the ritual nears conclusion. The air grows chilly and the entire forest is covered in a layer of rime. The trees bend unnaturally and their shadows lengthen into weird shapes. Forced, when this agenda advances, if the investigators are in Act 1, put the set-aside ritual into play and spawn the set-aside Umordoth there. If the investigators are in Act 2 or 3, discard all enemies at the ritual site and spawn the set-aside Umordoth there. So we want to get to 2 or 3, right? That would be like the best one. But we're still in Act 1, so let's hope we get there within 5 doom. Like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel confident, but Yeah, Jeff, doing the actions to move, though, it's like, I just think my deck doesn't have much intellect. So no matter how much I draw, I'm not going to find the answers to get out of this location. So I probably would just be wasting just as many actions trying to draw a 0 or +1 or the blue from here. Because I'd be in the same situation, except for I'd have more cards in hand and still wasted action. I would have more wasted actions that drew cards in hand. I don't know. I should have maybe not done on the hunt and just kept drawing and hopefully drew like a second one, but lots of -3s and stuff. So yeah, I feel like just 1 or 2 in the test is not enough, but I don't know what to say here. This is annoying. Again, one of the downsides of solo, right? I get stuck here. I'm the only one who can do anything, but at least if there's another player, they could go, you know, do other things and try to advance the story, get some clues, that kind of stuff, you know? And then we draw a card, right? We didn't draw one yet. Mordaugh's Wrath. Here we go again. Test willpower 5 for each point you fail by. Choose and discard a card from hand or take 1 damage and 1 horror. What? That's a rule, Happy Man, is for unique characters. You can't just discard them to make room in your slots to play something else? That is crazy. I did not know that. Is that really a thing? So if he was a non-unique character, I could just get rid of him to make a slot? Well, let's find out. I've never heard that. That's a new one. To me, I don't remember that. Unique. A card with a unique symbol before its card title is unique card. There can be no more than 1 instance of each unique card by title in play at any given time. A player cannot bring into play a unique card if a copy of that card by title is already in play. Oh, okay, that makes sense, yeah. If a unique encounter card that shares a title with a unique player card would enter play, discard the player card simultaneously as the encounter card enters play. So how are the slots worded? Hold on. How are the slots worded? Where is that? What is that called? Asset slots or something? Like, what would you call that? Because maybe in there, it's like the way it's worded, like you can discard first. Yeah, I see that, Yogi. Ally? Look under ally. Okay. Wow. Let's see here. Some assets have health and sanity. No, most assets. Slots. Why couldn't I go there before? Each investigator has a number of specified slots that can be filled at any given moment. Each asset in an investigator's play area or threat area with a slot symbol is held in a slot of that type. Slots limit the number of assets the investigator permitted to have in play simultaneously. The slots normally have available to an investigator are 1 accessory, 1 body, 1 ally, 2 hand, 2 arcane, 1 tarot. If an asset has no slot symbols on it, it does not take up a slot of any available slots. There's no limit to the number of slot-less assets an investigator in play. Okay, where's the, here we go. If playing or gaining control of an asset would put an investigator above his or her slot limit for that type of asset, the investigator must choose and discard other assets under his or her control simultaneously with the new asset entering the slot. But you're saying I can't play it, right? So I couldn't even start that process. No, I can do it. I can do it. This is bring into play, not play. Yeah, there's nothing here telling me I can't play a card. Yeah, there's nothing here telling me I can't play a card. So I actually would argue against you unless there is a more clear explanation. But we do know play and put into play are different, right? So this line here doesn't apply to the situation. A player cannot bring into play, so I can't bring it into play, but that's fine, that's fine. But on the asset slots, where is that? Where did that go? Slots, where's slots? Right here. If playing, so my understanding is because it happens simultaneously, But again, there's probably a ruling already, and you guys know this. So what I'm thinking is wrong. But maybe we can look it up, because to me, when it happens simultaneously and the other one leaves as the other one's coming in, means that there is never a duplicate in play at the same time. So yeah. And Yogi's saying you can't play Mr. Rook to play Mr. Rook. Oh, okay, that's a known thing for sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely not a clear thing. There are many people who think it's one way or the other, and the rules reference doesn't answer either. I'm trying to find an official ruling. Maybe it's in the FAQ? Yeah, because some rando on BGG says not, without any example. I'm like looking at forums, and it sucks that people never state where that ruling comes from. They just say, this is why, because I said so, and that's how my group plays it. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Unique. Yeah, I just want to see. I want to know for sure. I don't want to, no offense, but unless any of you have worked on the game, or tell me where to look. That's kind of a big one, right? But based on here, like, not many people have done it. Some say it can be done, some say it can't. And I just read through a forum post that had like 12 different people, all each person was like kind of saying it the other way. That's a good one. It's a weird one, because it's like not clear in the rules for sure, or else people wouldn't be asking this, right? But I don't see. Yeah, just searching the word unique, I don't see it in the FAQ. There's this talk of kidnapped, right? If the investor cannot play another copy of that asset. Yeah, Jeff, that's what I thought. I would have thought the same rule. Like, I know from playing Lord of the Rings, LCG, or Marvel Champions 2, right? That rule of not being able to play the same unique card stops players from all slamming down Gandalf in the same round of playing Lord of the Rings, or all showing up with the same heroes in their decks. Oh, David's saying check page 20 in the rules reference. Perfect. Let me get the rules reference open. Like, part of me doesn't care. I'll just play it whatever, but I want to try, as we caught this live, to play it the right way so other people know, because I bet there's going to be 50% of the people who watch this later are going to be like, whoa, I didn't know that was a thing. And the other 50% are going to say, oh, I already knew that. Which is fine. Rules reference. Page 20. And thank you everyone for your help on this too. Let's get down. Let's use our investigator skills. Put on investigator hats. David's saying a player cannot bring into play a unique card if a copy of that card by title is already in play. Page 20. Page 20. Unique. That we already talked about this though. We already had this on the screen. Yeah, that's not the issue though. This isn't clear enough, right? A player cannot bring into play a unique card if a copy of that card of that title is already in play. Cannot bring into play. Okay. So let's go to play, right? Let's read put into play. Some card abilities cause a card to be put into play. Such abilities place the card directly into play from an out-of-play state. The resource cost is paid. Oh, okay, in this game, put into play is play. Is it? Play. To play a card. Now here's the problem. The play versus put into play. And then the whole idea of slots. Which slots are they in here? If an investigator is at his or her slot limit for a type of asset and wishes to play or gain control of a different asset that would use the slot, investigator must choose and discard other assets under his or her control simultaneously with the new asset entering the slot. So does this not break it? So David's saying, chat, the word simultaneous is for the encounter unique card, not the player card. So back on page 20. If a unique encounter card that shares a title with the unique player card when enter play, discard the card simultaneously as the encounter card enters play. Yeah, this is not relevant to our situation. That's not what I'm talking about. This one is irrelevant. I wouldn't even worry about this entry because we're talking about playing a card. Now let's just read play versus put into play, right? Play. To play a card. So is playing a card only for events or are assets put into play? No, see, put into play is not playing. Put into play is different. Put into play is about an ability on a card that puts it into play. The resource cost of a card being put into play is not paid. So yeah, we're playing a card, not putting it into play, unless it says that's what happens here. To play a card, an investigator must pay the card's resource cost to meet any applicable play restrictions and conditions. Most cards can only be played by taking a play action. A card with the fast keyword is not played during a play action, or is not played during a play action. Such card may be played at any time its specified triggering condition is met, or if it has no triggering condition during an appropriate player window. Anytime an event card is played, its effects are resolved, and it's then placed in the owner's discard pile. Anytime an asset is played, it is placed in the investigator's play area, remains in the play until an ability or game effect causes it to leave play. Most assets take up one or more slots while in play. See slots, which is what we did. Skill cards are not to be played. Skill cards are not be played. These cards are committed to a skill test from a player's hand. Okay. All right. So then we got the play action. Play is an action an investigator may take during his or her turn while in investigation phase. When an investigator takes his action, that investigator selects an asset or event card in his or her hand and plays its resource cost and plays it. So I'm not putting it into play. I know this stuff comes up though. This stuff in a co-op game, like I don't care to be honest, because you're just playing it on your living room table. There's no tournament prizes on the line or anything. But I know from playing many other LCGs, the put into play is a Nate French thing put in the games on purpose that is totally different than the play. And when I read the unique entry, this is what's this, if I'm explaining it correctly, this is what gets me going here. Is this has come up before in tournament rulings in other LCGs designed by Nate French, like this one is. A player cannot bring into play. So I don't know if bring into play is the same as play, or this isn't put into play, right? So I don't know. You know, this story gets confusing. But anyways, I won't do it, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. But it is one that's obviously not clear because if you Google it, there's like other forum posts asking about it and people fighting over it. And we're seeing in the chat, people were unaware of it. But yeah. No, yeah, multiplayer and solo are the exact same rule set, so it should be the same. Play restrictions on page 17. Let's check it. Let's check it. Play restrictions, permissions, and instructions. Pray, no. Play restrictions, permissions, and instructions. Many cards and abilities contain specific instruction pertaining to when or how they may or may not be used, or specific conditions. No, this is just talking about play restrictions on cards, like once per turn and stuff like that, I think. Anyways. Yeah. Okay, well, it's fine. No, I can't call the designers for this one. Sorry, Cinegamer. Some games I can, but not this one. I don't think I would get a response very fast. But it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. So we're not going to play it, but I was just curious. So unfortunately, I don't have an official answer. I have, the closest thing I have is David and Yogi in the chat, but from my understanding, they never wrote the rules on this game that I know of. So they're just as good as me, right? I'm no official source on a rule. But again, it's a co-op card game, not to be taken that seriously, to be honest. So you can just kind of do what you want. Really? Yeah. But anyways, I thought we'd be able to get to the bottom of that. I could probably keep Googling till I find MJ answering it, or somebody else, Nate French answering it, or somebody else who's designed on the game or developed on the game maybe. But yeah, so far we have no official answer on that one. No FAQ answer. It's just how strongly you believe bring into play. Oh, Appendix 1 initiation sequence? Okay. So initiation sequence, when a player wishes to initiate a triggered ability or play a card, that player first declares his or her intent. There are 2 preliminary confirmations that must be made before the process of initiating an ability or playing a card may begin. These are: check play restrictions. Determine if the card can be played or if the ability can be initiated at this time. This includes verifying that the resolution of the effect has the potential to change the game state. If the play restrictions are not met, abort this process. Oh, here's the timing. So yeah, that doesn't clear it up for me, but let's see what else we have here. Once each of the above confirmations have been made, follow the steps in this order. Apply modifiers to the cost. Okay, pay the cost. This step is reached and the cost cannot be paid. Abort this process without paying cost. Upon completion of this step, attacks of opportunity, if applicable. Okay, so the enemy punches you before even putting the card into play. The card commences being played, or the effects of the ability attempt to initiate. And this is the point right here where you try to play it, that I would say this part happens. Whoops. So if playing or gaining control of an asset, so you're trying to play it, right? So if an investigator would put it above his or her slot limit for that type of asset, so me trying to play it, it checks. I don't have a slot for it in this case. The investigator must choose and discard other assets under his or her control simultaneously with the new asset entering the slot, which means I feel like you never have them both in play, and at that point you'd be able to swap them at the same time, you know? But yeah, that's just this. It's this line right here. This is what's confusing to me, is like at simultaneously you can just switch them. But then the unique part talks about you can't bring it into play. But if it never enters play, then like, because they simultaneously switch. Yeah. No, you cannot play it. Where does it say I cannot play it? It just says I cannot bring it into play. Where does it say I can't play a unique asset? That, I don't think we've ever seen that. Let's read it again. Yeah, let's read it again. Because I think that's where the confusion's happening too. A player cannot bring into play. There's nothing here saying I can't play the card. There is nothing here saying I cannot play it. We read play. We went through all the paragraphs for play. And that is not bringing it into play. Playing is a different thing, right? So when I go to bring it into play, I would assume when I go to bring it into play after done paying the costs, right? Let's go to that timing again. So I would apply modifiers. I would pay the costs. I would attempt this. Now I try to put it into play. Well, I'm not allowed to bring it into play. But the cool part is with the slots, you know, I'm just arguing playing devil's advocate on the other side, right? Why these rules are pretty bad regarding this and why this situation can come up. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying, like, your guys' arguments on one side can be counteracted by the unclear rules here. And there's some reason some of you guys are thinking it's super clear, but don't think so. Abort before any of this other stuff happens. Yeah. But what's the restriction? The restriction is I can't bring it into play? Abort. This first bullet point, check restrictions, determine if the card can be played. Again, the restriction is it can't be brought into play. So you're saying that restriction is enough that I can't even start? If that's the case, then that's fine. But to me, it says I can play the card. I just can't bring it into play. Play restriction, abort. So that's the official ruling. That's what's like, you guys, that's super clear? Okay. I still argue it's not clear, but that's okay. This is a cooperative card game that's meant to be played in your living room table where tournament judges and prizes aren't on the line. So that's okay. But man, if I was playing in a tournament, this is like not clear enough, because usually like when you have play and put into play and bring into play, that's like, you know, those are very strict things, right? But yeah, anyways, okay. All right, let's move on. We're not going to do it, but yeah, it's just not clear. And it's too bad it's not been answered in 5 years, but that's unfortunate. Or like reworded. Maybe it's reworded in the new rules reference, or maybe that's just good enough. I want to just see if that first line is still the same. That's another book. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll do it later. Just burn the rule book? No, it's all good. I just, like, man, I just wish we had a for sure answer. Okay. That is fine. All right, let's finish this up. Let's just get this over with. All right, what are we doing? So we were testing. Do we do this? Test willpower of 5. Sure. Sure. Willpower 5. We're testing 3. Three. We got a skull, which is a -X. X is the number of monster enemies in play. We have 1 enemy, not a monster. So we are a 3 on 5. So we fail by 2. And that will just get rid of Mr. Rook, right? We just give him the 2 damage, 2 horror. Otherwise, we have to lose 2 cards. And I mean, we could lose the other Mr. Rook. We keep him in play. That saves us 3 money. And then we lose, I don't know, an emergency cash. But I think we'll just kill this guy. I think we'll just kill that guy. I don't know if that's the right play, but we'll just do that. That's the point, Dale. The simultaneous replace. Like, it never comes into play. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why it's like, when I read that, like, I'm never really bringing it into play while another one's in play. Yeah, that's the right play. I may not play Mr. Rook, though. Just from all that rule stuff, it just makes me mad, and I don't want to play Mr. Rook because of it. Even if he's not in play anymore. I just don't want to do it. Because I'm worried I'll go against the rules. All right, just kidding. Okay, so we are done with this card. It's our turn. Now, what can we do? What can we do? How do we get out of here? I literally have no intellect icons in hand. Oh, yeah. Oh, we forgot about this, Yogi. I don't know if that is the right play, right? After you take 1 or more damage, if I put it on the ally, do I still have to take direct horror? Does this apply to what I just did? If that's the case, I'd rather just get rid of cards from hand. Because I don't want to take 2 more horror. After you take 1 or more damage, and what did this card say? This card said, choose and discard a card from your hand, or take 1 damage and 1 horror. And is you in this game only when I put it on myself, or is you when I take it in general? Do I have to go get out the Marvel Champions rulebook for that one? Happy Man says, I should have waited till you killed Mr. Rook, then this would have never occurred. But it's something I want to know, right? Like, it's something that's serious. Like, I kind of wish I knew it before. But it's something that's, like, weird. It's never really come up, right? Because we played, like, hundreds of hours on stream, and this has never come up before. That's weird. So it would have come up eventually. It definitely would have come up eventually. So don't worry about that. It's okay. So yeah, how does hypochondria work? You take the damage, and then reassign it. So hypochondria triggers. Yeah. All right. So Mr. Rook is gone. I guess we'll just keep this one in play, and then we'll get rid of an emergency cash instead. So that was the wrong play. And yeah, we forgot about hypochondria. So I'll just hold this stuff. All right. And we'll keep Mr. Rook in. I'll throw away the other Mr. Rook. No big deal. Not worried about it. We still don't know how we're getting on this location, which none of that solves that problem. And then I'm going to spend 2 actions. I'll just get rid of this now. And then my last action, I'll draw a card. Okay, a vicious blow. We're done. Enemies, no. Reset. Draw. On the hunt. Okay, so 1 intellect icon. We gain a resource. We'll throw a doom on the agenda. 1 out of 5. We'll draw an encounter card. We get the Masks of Umordoth. Item mask, revelation, attached to the farthest cultist enemy. And place 1 doom on that enemy. Okay, attach. Place 1 doom. Okay, 1 doom. If there's no cultist enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a cultist enemy. Nope, we don't do any of that stuff. Attached enemy gets +2 health. So this guy's actually a 3 to defeat. If attached enemy is non-unique, it gains aloof. So he also will not engage with me automatically. That's fantastic. And if attached enemy is unique, it gains retaliate. Okay, cool. Woo! Oh, the weakness goes in my discard, right? Yeah. But we're not playing again, so it's the last scenario. So I guess it could get shuffled around, right? If we draw through our whole deck. I don't think that'll happen without the other Mr. Rook, though. But yeah, it does go in my discard. I was just thinking this is the last we'll play. But I don't think I'm going to draw through my deck. But it is possible, right? Then that will get shuffled back around. So yeah, good point, Darren. Good point. All right. All right, what do I do? Do I just test again a +1? Yeah. I think I'll just test. We'll try to get out. I'll test +1. Otherwise, I just keep drawing. I don't know if I guess I have another flashlight maybe that has intellect icons. Yeah, I just have so many in my discard pile. Yeah, we'll throw it on the hunt. Let's test. All right. Yeah, -1. We did it. We did it. Yay. So we're out. We moved. Sweet. Then that's our turn, right? Oh, no. That's not our turn. What did we do last time? We tried... Man, I'm confused now. I forget. I know we got rid of the hypochondria. Was that on... That was on this turn, right? And then we tried to move, and that's it, right? I only moved? Oh, man. Now I'm confused. Hypochondria was last turn? I only moved. Okay. Yeah, hypochondria. Sorry. Okay, so then I will move in here and flip this over. Arkham Woods, Unhallowed Ground. We didn't see any new ones. Oh, that sucks. We didn't see any new Arkham locations from the Return 2. Force, after you enter this location, test willpower. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. Yay! And we're going to spawn another clue here. So we have 2 clues here. We need to get both. This guy's aloof. He doesn't engage with us. And we're going to test willpower. I mean, at some point I got to throw this enchanted weapon away for a test. Is this the one, though? No, this is not the one. Let's just... whatever. So we'll do 3 on 4. 3 on 4. 0. So we fail by 1. And that one says we'll take 1 damage and 1 horror. Boom, boom. Okay, we'll throw it there. And that is our turn. Don't throw enchanted weapon away. It's how you win. I know. That one I don't think was that worth it. But I mean, I just pictured drawing -4 there, Yogi, and like that would also be a big fail too. But I mean, I guess I just got to gamble it at some point. All right. No enemy. This guy's aloof, so he just chills there, right? And then we ready up. And then we draw. Unexpected courage. Take a resource. So we're sitting at, what do we got here? 6 resources. Doom. Doom. We have 3 Doom out of 5. Draw an encounter card. Oh, we have another Doom. 4 out of 5. Still doesn't advance though. Okay. Our turn. Let's engage this guy. I think is the play, right? He's a 3 health. Is he worth the vicious blow? I don't think so, right? Is he a monster? He's not a monster. We don't get the extra Lita damage. Oh yeah, the other action. What did I do? I moved? I moved. Did I not do like a draw card or anything? I should have. All right. So I could play Gret first, right? And then try to get the 2 clues off here with her. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, right? Play Gret. I think I play her because then if I defeat this guy, then I can grab both clues. Yeah. Otherwise... Or do I play this? Do I play Enchant Weapon? I only need 1 clue? No, I need both these, Yogi. A card pulled a clue off and put it there. I still need 3 off here. Yeah, I still need 3. Unless... Yeah, I definitely need both. Because I only have 1 right now. Because, yeah, this guy took 1 away. Man, playing the machete with this attached would be cool, right? Perform a fight action, exhaust this card, add the owner of this card's 1 extra damage. I could do that instead. Thoughts? What should I do here? I'm sitting on 6 money. Any suggestions? I could play Gret Wagner, get rid of Mr. Rook, have some damage soak, have +1 fight. She helps me get the 2nd clue, which then I could possibly advance the objective after I defeat this guy. The only issue is this enemy is 3 health because of this stupid attachment from the Return 2 little encounter set. So he is a 3. So if I fire my gun, I literally only do 2 damage. I would then have to, and he's not a monster, so don't get Lita's buff. I could play Enchant Weapon on the 38 special, but then I only get 2 shots out of it, and the +1 damage it deals, I kind of need it for the boss fights. The enemy just does 1 damage back to us. So it's not that bad. Like, he only hits us for 1, so I kind of don't care, but he's aloof, right? So I also have to spend an action to engage him, and then I have to hit successfully, but like, it's okay if he's doing 1 damage at a time, that's fine. I could Vicious Blow. I could just shoot him with my gun and then do a Vicious Blow. But like, I want this for the final boss. I want this for the final boss. I want this if all those cultists show up and maybe for the final boss. I want, I guess, this for the final boss if we can't find another gun. I want her for the final boss for the +1 fight and the health soak. And I want this for the final boss for extra tests. So that's it. Is that too much to ask? Oh, and I have to play this for the final boss so that I can pay for some of these cards. I'm just kidding. All right, machete time. Use a Vicious Blow or play Gret. Engage with Vicious Blow. How many hand slots? I mean, I could get rid of Flashlight too, right? But I could use it. Cash, machete, and enchant, I think. And just get rid of the gun? Or do I get rid of the flashlight? if I get rid of the flashlight, then I'm never going to get these clues. The second clue. Yeah, for sure. Vicious Blow seems like the play here. Yeah, okay. It is just a +1, so it's like, you know, it's fine. Did I already lose the other one? I think I have 2, right? Yeah, I did. I already lost the other Vicious Blow. It's in my discard pile. So I won't see another one. Ultraviolet, if we shoot him with the gun, he's 3 damage. So the gun only gets us 2 damage total. So I'd have to shoot my other gun and we'd be gone with the bullets. And I would have to spend my whole turn doing that because I'd have to spend an action to engage and then use 2 bullets to fire twice. That's my whole turn. The gun's empty and I'm sitting here just chilling. And hopefully I defeat him. If I miss him, too bad. Play the ally next round and get all the clues then. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, right? Can we get the ally into play also? Yeah, let's do... So, emergency cash will get us 3 resources, so we'll end a turn, get us up to 4. We would spend all 6 now, or 6 now. We'd have 4 left, 1 extra, play Gret. Yeah, that works. Okay, so let's do emergency cash. We'll gain 3 resources. Okay, that's gone. We are going to play... Machete? And get rid of flashlight? Or we'll never use the gun again. I don't know what the play is here. I guess we get rid of the gun, right? The only thing I'm worried if we're engaged with more than 1 enemy. But at least it still does 2 damage with this attached. Yeah, what am I replacing? The flashlight or the gun when I play machete? That's the question. I assume the machete or the gun. I assume the gun, not the flashlight. That's a weird one. Yeah, I have 2 hand slots, so I could keep the gun and just get rid of a flashlight. That's the other thing. Technically I don't need flashlight anymore, I think. I don't remember if I need clues anymore on the future ones. Or we just start with Gret. We start with Gret first, just to use up bullets on the gun. But then we're just thinking, and I know, Darren, it's tough, right? All right, let's do what Yogi's saying. Let's just do the Gret into play first. Get rid of Mr. Rook. Okay. And that costs 5. Okay. Let's do like this. Actually, let's do like this. And then we'll engage this guy. Okay. For a second action, we engage. Oh no, I played the, I don't need to play the emergency cash yet. I don't need to play the emergency cash yet. That's what I'll save. So yeah, I play Gret, I engage, and then I fight with a bullet. And then I'll use a vicious blow in the test. So there's clue here, so I get +3 fight off my gun. So I'm at 7. I have another plus from Gret, 8. Another from Lita is 9. And, whoops, wrong card. Vicious Blow puts me to 10 on 3. 10 on 3 with 3 damage going in. Here we go. -2. I think we're okay. All of that just to kill a stupid little cultist. Stupid. All right. We got him. Boom. I'll get this clue. And then Gret Wagner, I will exhaust her, deal her a damage, and gain the other clue. Now we have 3 clues. Yay! Then I'll fire this off, I guess? Yeah, I probably should, right? I don't remember what it does, but... yeah. Yeah, I think I should, right? I don't know. I don't remember. I played it last week. I don't remember what the next one does. Okay. So I'm going to spend 3 clues. Fire it off. Here we go. What does it do again? Unveiling the plan. Scattered throughout the forest, you've seen glyphs and arcane sigils in various places, etched into the bank of the trees, carved upon the faces and stones, and dripped in blood upon the ground. Though you cannot decipher these glyphs, you notice that most of them tend to face south. Following these signs leads you by twists and turns towards a cave in the darkness, our darkest and coldest part of the forest. As you advance, shadowy figures emerge from the trees, blocking the only path to the cave. So this is where the cultist guys come in. Put the set-aside ritual site into play if it's not already in play. Search the collection for each enemy you recorded in your campaign log under cultists who got away, and spawn those enemies at the main path. Okay. And I have them all right here from yesterday's playthrough. So we're going to spawn all these at the main path. Okay, ritual site. Ritual site. I guess we'll just put our hand like over here. Ritual site. And the ritual site connects to here, I assume. It has the squiggly. No, plus. Back to the squiggly, yep. None of these go there that I see. Oh yeah, this one. Where did this connect? Green diamond, we don't have. Hourglass. Oh, up here. Hold on, switch these. And this connects here. Yeah, that connects there. Okay, this one is the only one that doesn't connect anywhere. This annoying location. Okay. All right. And next, it says, into the darkness. The remaining cultists have followed you into the woods to try to stop you, and now they block the path to your objective. They stand ominously, beneath the overhanging trees, silent sentinels in the night. You must defeat them or sneak past if you're to gain access to the site of their ritual. Objective: if an investigator enters play at the ritual site, advance. Okay, so I don't need clues for that one. Okay. All right. And Umordoth can hunt. Yeah, he moves around, right? Dynamite. Again, they're all, so we got 3 health on 2 of them, 4 health on 2 of them. So we wouldn't kill them all. We'd have 2 left, Wolfman, Drew, and Ruth. So we'd have to like do 2 separate fights to get rid of them. But do we need to? That's the thing. I don't think we do, right? So we could wait till Umordoth shows up, right? And use the dynamite on him if we can get enough money. But I don't know if that's possible. Okay, so we're done. Enemies. None of these guys hunt. So they're done. Reset. Draw. Gret. Okay. Money. Doom. 4 out of 5. Yeah, wait for Umordoth, right? But we need the 5 money. That's the thing. So like, if I want to play machete and enchanted enchant weapon, that's 6 money right there, and we have emergency cash. So like, yeah, all our money kind of goes to that. I don't know if we'll have enough money to do the dynamite blast and do the enchant weapon machete play. Unfortunately, that's the downside to playing Gret, right? Is like we put our money there instead of dynamite, kind of. But I could be wrong. All right, let's draw. Oh, Acolyte of Umordoth. Pray, fewest cards in hand. While engaged with investigator with no cards in his or her hand, Acolyte of Umordoth cannot be evaded. So we have an enemy. Okay. That sucks. Now I wish I had the thing in play. The machete plus the enchant weapon now. Damn it! Damn it. Alright. I could just take a damage and a horror from this guy. And put those into play. But again, oh no, I don't even have the money for it. I'd have to take it. I can't. Yeah, I have to play emergency cash still and stuff. He's a monster? Oh, yes, he is. He is a monster. You're right. He's a monster. So we got Lita coverage. We got Lita coverage. All right, let's shoot him. Let's shoot him. Pew, pew. So +1 from the gun. +1 from Gret. +1 from Lita. So we're at 7 against 3. Fail. All right, he doesn't retaliate. So let's fight him again. Just shine the flashlight in his eyes. -2. So on the second action of the turn, we get him, and we get the bonus extra damage from Lita. Yeah, I forgot. I thought he was just a plain old cultist, but this guy's actually a monster one. And we got him. And there's no clues on our location, no rolling ability or anything. All right, last action, we're going to play emergency cash. For 3. Done. Enemies, nothing. Reset. Ready up. Draw. The Thompson. Gain a resource. Doom. Which advances everything. Oh yeah, no bullets in gun. Oh, yeah, undo. Yeah, you're right. I used up my last bullet. Yeah, thank you. Sweet. Okay. So let's roll back. Okay, roll back, put our cards back, put our draw back, put this guy back. So on the second test, we would only hit him for 2. So then I'd have to spend a third action just fighting him again. And I wasn't using my gun, so I didn't get the +1. What I draw, -2? That's still good, right? 4, 5, 6. So then I have to fight him again with my last action. I'm not playing emergency cash. Yeah. I'm being an idiot. In my head, I'm thinking machete, right? Like I could just keep attacking, draw new tokens. But no, I'm using the gun. I got to spend a bullet every time. And I had none left. Thank you. Man. -3. So this one I miss. And if there's a monster enemy at my location, I also take a damage from drawing that, right? So, taking 1 damage. We will put it on lead, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, sure. I don't know. Okay. So he still engages me. He hits me again. Damage and a horror. Sure. We can put that on maybe 1 on Gret. I don't know. I don't think we need to get clues. Okay, so he's hit me. Then we reset, flip, ready up. We draw again, gain money, doom. Then we clear all this away. Show us the monster. What? Is it a hit though? What? I'm not sure what you mean, Yogi. 6 on 3? How are we 6 on 3? Oh, we were 6 on 3. I thought we were only up 2. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Wow. Slow down. I know. I need to slow down. For sure. Yeah. He should be dead. The monster wouldn't be there. I don't take the damage. He doesn't hit me in the enemy phase. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm trying to make up time because like when I rewind, I'm trying to like speed back up to get us there. But yeah, I do need to slow down. Okay, so he is dead. I'm done my actions. No enemy to hit me. Reset, drew, money, doom, advance. And boom, we're now into defeating Umar-Doth. Replace the current act and agenda with the Devourer below. Oh yeah, so first we got to do this part. Forced. We're in Act 2. Yeah, we're in Act 2. We couldn't get to the ritual site because we drew an enemy. And there's no sneaky shortcuts or anything. If an investigator are at Act 2, discard all enemies at the ritual site and spawn the set-aside Umar-Doth there. So yeah, there's nobody there. And then this comes out, replaces all this. So now we have Revelation, replace the current act and agenda with the Devour below. This is both the current act and current agenda. Objective, if Umordoth is defeated, resolution 2. So we need to spawn this guy. So now we have Umordoth spawning in. 5/6/6 Ancient One Elite Hunter Massive. Umordoth gets +4 health per investigator, so he's a 10. Force, at the end of each investigator's turn, ready him. Action, if you control Lita Chandler, it's only after her you throw Lita to Umordoth in order to spare your lives. I don't want to do that one, so we're going to lose unless we kill him. Vault of Earthly Demise. Eldritch Otherworld. Vault of Earthly Demise cannot leave play, so this is attached to him. He gets +X health per investigator and gets +X fight, where X is the number of resources on this card. Forced. When he enters play, place 1 resource on this card for each act remaining in the act deck. So he is here. We put 2 resources. So he's actually a 12 health and 7 to fight him. So yeah, I don't know. This doesn't make any sense, but sure. I don't know how we're going to do it, but supposedly we are. Because like we already have trouble with like testing against 3 fight sometimes, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So he's in play. This advances. We draw a card. That's going to mess with all of our plans. Chill from below. Test willpower 3. For each point you fail by, you must discard a card at random from your hand. For each card you cannot discard, take 1 damage. Willpower of 3, you say. Is there any cards that can commit to that willpower test? Should I put Unexpected Courage in? Is it super important we save these cards? I feel like it is. I feel like it is. Because we're only at 3 willpower. 3 on 3 test doesn't sound smart if we're trying to avoid it. And it's for each point we fail by. So if I put this Unexpected Courage in the test, the bag will draw me the -4. That's what happens. If I don't put Unexpected Courage in the test, I'll draw -3. So I'll have to get rid of 3 cards at random from hand, which is not good if I do, right? Happy Man's got a good idea. Tie Dynamite to Lita, then throw Lita at him. Okay, that would be a cool ending. Yeah, and Velko says I need 3 or 4 dynamites. Yeah, that's all I need. Yeah, past this, we need the cards. I know, but okay, I'm putting it there. Now I'll draw the -4. Woo! Oh yeah, me playing this the second time today, not happening. Not happening at all. This, I survived longer with taking longer. The rules look up too. Definitely added time, but that's not what's hurting it. That is totally fine. But yeah, this madness. Oh, a -3, you say? -3, you say? Okay, it wasn't the -4. It's still pretty horrible. So I lose by 1. So for each point I fail by, I must discard a card at random from hand. So I failed by 1. So we're going to shuffle these up. We have 6 cards, so we'll roll a d6. I'll shuffle them. Card number 6. Yep. That's a sign I should have never held it this long. There you go. Boom. Enchant weapon gone. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. That's gone. Whoops. That's gone. Boom. All right. Our turn. What are we doing? Can we even win now? Probably not. All right. So let's I have no idea what we're doing. Yeah. Okay. So I just have a turn to kill, kind of. I got to put Machete into play at least, I think, right? But if I won't have enough money for Dynamite Blast, which I need to use next turn. So next turn I can gain 2 money, and I'll gain 1 money at the end of this round, so that's 3. I need 5 to play this, so I have to end this turn with at least 2 money. So if I play Emergency Cash, that gets me 3. I put Machete into play for 3. That brings me back down to 3. I think we're fine, right? And then I could just draw a card and hope to get something that's useful. Yeah. I feel like draw is the play, not gain a resource. But again, gaining the resource now or later, yeah, probably just gaining a resource. Hey, Yanni, how's it going? Long time no see. How you been? Yeah, okay. So we'll play emergency cash, 3 money. Then we'll spend that 3 money. We play machete, get rid of Roland 38 special. And then we'll gain a resource. Okay, end of the round. Enemies, this guy's gonna hunt, because hunters hunt. That's what they do. So this guy goes to the main path with all the other cultists. He should eat them now, but I guess he doesn't care. I draw another machete. I gain a resource. Okay. I don't care about clue or doom. I draw. Dreams of Relay. Ullman, put Dreams of Relay into play in your threat area. You get -1 willpower and -1 sanity. Action test willpower for 3. If you succeed, discard it. I don't think I care about that right now, but that is probably going to screw me for more encounter card tests. What the hell, game? So now we know the set that we shuffled into the beginning, right? We shuffled in the little the Cthulhu set. Little relay set here. Okay. Shetty gain, cash gain money. All right. Rob is the only one not invited to that big party. That's right. And they didn't invite me, so I'm pissed. So I'm going to send them a gift. Yeah, mobster style. Roland is now a corrupt cop. He is going mobster on them. And to do that, I also should equip the Tommy gun, but I just can't afford it. To go full mobster. But we are just going to go Dynamite Blast for 5. Okay, and it says choose either your location or a connecting location. Deal 3 damage to each enemy and to each investigator at the chosen location. All right. So we get rid of Peter Warren. So he goes to the victory display, right? He's 3 health, no other buffs. The return 2 didn't make them all buffed in any way. Okay, he's gone. Alma Hill. She's gone. 3 health, another victory point. Okay. I guess we do it like this. These 2 are each going to get 3 damage on them, but they're still alive, unfortunately. And our big boss man is going to get 2 on it. So we only have to do 10 more damage. Only 10 more. Oh no, it's 3. 3 damage. What am I doing? 3 damage. 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 Okay, sorry. Sorry. 9 more. I stand corrected. 9 more damage. Right? This guy's a 6 plus 4 plus 2. Fun times. You can equip 2 machetes, but the only problem is I think you can only trigger the fight on one of them. You can't trigger like both at the same time. 9 damage is easy. Oh yeah, and don't forget I have to win strength tests of 7. That's all. I just have to win strength tests of 7. That should be easy, no problem. Okay. So that's action 1. Action 2? What now? Action 2. I just wait for him to move to me, right? Oh, but when he moves to me, he's going to hit for 3 and 3. How do I do this? Yeah, at least I have 3 cards in hand with fight symbols on them, but I mean, yeah. I have to do How many tests I have to do? I get +2 damage, so a 3 damage. I have to do 3 attacks that are all successful on 7. I have, by default, my fight is 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a 7 on 7 test. I have 3 cards in hand that have fight icons. So like I should probably just draw, right? And then try to get more icons or things to help me. Unfortunately, vicious blows are gone. Dynamite is gone. So I only have 1 of. Enchanted weapon is gone for extra damage. What else? What else could I see? I got rid of both unexpected courages, so that sucks. But yeah. So let's just draw 2 cards, I guess. Oh, what I need to math out to see if it's even worth going on is can I afford 3 damage, 3 horror 3 times? No, 2 times at least, right? Because it'll move in, hit me for once. So that is 2 and 2 on Lita, 1 and 1 on Gret, let's say. Then I attack it 3 times, probably fail 2 of those at least. Then it hits me in the enemy phase. I just have to survive, I think, like 3 total hits to have a chance. But I think it's even more than that. Yeah. Yeah, how much damage / horror does he do? It's still just 3 and 3. This doesn't change its damage. It only changes its health and fight. Only its health and fight. Now, Yogi, I don't know why you didn't build a deck with a bunch of cards that discard attachments off enemies, but next time I wish you would do that. How dare you? Just kidding. Because, man, I would be living the dream right now if it didn't have that attached to it. But again, it's a return 2, right? So return 2 is just about making it harder and, you know, more interesting. But, yeah, it's definitely harder. Okay, we're going to draw 1. We got a good old bandolier. Good old bandolier. We have no money to play it if we wanted to. But it is a fight icon. It is a fight icon. That's what we want, right? That's literally what we're trying to do right now, is get more fight icons. And I'm going to draw again, because I don't think there's... I mean, it does soak, but I don't have the money. I could take a money right now, get a money, but then I won't be able to play it because this one will be engaged with me. No, I do not throw Lita this playthrough. I'm not throwing Lita. I'm going down in a blaze of glory. I don't care. Lita may get killed by soaking damage and horror, but I need to keep her alive for the damage on the boss. I don't care. I'm not going for throw Lita this time. Not a fight icon. Oh, hold on. Fast if you're dealt damage or horror. Oh, this is good. This is good to cancel. We can cancel like probably some horror. Maybe a damage and a horror for free. That's not bad, right? That's not bad. We have 7 cards left in the deck. Okay, we're done. Enemy phase. So the hunter be hunting. This guy's gonna come up to here. He's engaged with me. Let's just do it like this. Even though it's massive, right? It doesn't go in a threat area, but I'm just playing solo. So let's just throw it right here. But I don't think it does that. Then it hits me 3 and 3. But I can play this fast. When you're dealt damage and or horror, cancel up to 2 of it. So I guess I just play that? Or do I keep that in hand? No, I use it. I use it. So I need to place 2 damage and 2 horror. I hope there's nothing in here that will force me to put damage and horror on an ally. Play the cancel, take the 2 resources, yeah. And then gain that many resources. So I will gain 2 resources. Okay. Ready up. Reset. Draw. Oh man, this might ruin us. Take 2 damage and 2 horror. Place 1, remove it from your deck. and put, yeah. So this goes away. Dark Pact comes in. So we got to take 2 damage and 2 horror. Oh my god, this is so bad. 2 damage, 2 horror. Wow, I forgot about that card still being in there. Totally forgot about that. Because that hypochondria, I thought that was our second weakness, but I still had another one. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. Okay. Can we do this? I don't know. I don't think so. All right. Then Doom and then encounter card. Oh no, Umordath's Hunger. Each investigator must discard 1 card at random from his or her hand. Each investigator who has no cards in his or her hand is killed. Heal 1 damage from each enemy in play. Yeah, this return 2 is too hard, man. I don't know if it's like, yeah, this is rough. So we'll go with a card at random. We'll roll a d4. Card number 3. We lose Bandolier. And we're going to put... See, it's like I saw the future when I put only 2 damage on each of them. It's like subconsciously, I knew that I should only be putting 2 damage tokens on the enemies. Yeah, standard difficulty. It's what it is all the return 2 cards are just putting it out of reach. Like all the discard cards, I think mainly, not all of them, sorry. Some of them were regular, but that card, the enemies, the ones that were pulling clues off me, all that stuff is return 2. This attachment here, putting this out of reach is return 2. And what else? What else was it? I think that was it, but yeah. But still, it's just that's what's putting it out of reach, I think. But it's okay. It's meant to make this more challenging if like you're good at the game, but I'm not good at the game, so. But I really just want to experience the product to see like how it changed it up, just so I can talk to it. But I'm learning a lot about it. Like it's definitely targeted at experienced players who have a large card pool and want to go back to the core set to play it over and over again, to try to solve it by getting either lucky, better at their deck building, you know. But again, we're playing solo, so I don't know. This game, I feel like it's definitely less forgiving as solo, for sure. Definitely less forgiving, but still it's fun. Still it's fun, and it's still definitely punishing, just like it usually is. Just a little more so, I feel. All right. So that was that. Now we're good to go. It's our turn, right? So now we gotta hope we can get in some damage on this thing. So now we actually need to do 4 successful passes on tests at least, assuming we don't see this heal card again, but I still think that would be the same. And yeah, I just don't see it, but it's okay. So that encounter card that dropped 1 clue on the location, forcing Gret to play Rectus. I agree, Yogi. I agree. And that card is new, right? That was a new one. That was the new little guy, right? The little cultist, he's new. Yeah, this guy. And there's multiple. I think there's like 3 of them in the game. So like you're gonna see these, and like we might still see another one. There's 2. Maybe there's only 2, but I think we might still see another one. And we could have seen it before, and then it got shuffled back in too. But we didn't in this playthrough. But just think about that. In a playthrough, you could pull one off you. He shuffles back in, and you see 2 more, and they pull a clue off you. Like, yeah, we could still be stuck. Oh, and the attachment he got too. That was new, right? That gave him the +2 health or whatever. Where is that? Yeah. Yeah, this one. This one definitely wrecked us too. That gave him the extra health that we had to waste like vicious blows and stuff. Like yeah, that's rough. And bullets. But yeah. Okay. Let's just start doing tests we're gonna fail over and over again. Expecting a different result. Yeah, losing Enchanted was rough too. So this is why, like, looking back, when I was talking at the start of the stream, and I was saying, like, we could play and take the bar in hand on a second setup and just go with it. like we could lose it from our hand like instantly before we even play it. Or it could get discarded from play, maybe. I don't know if this game has, this encounter deck has the asset removal stuff. But I still feel like your plans can get really messed with all this hand discard stuff. But anyways, all right, let's, yeah, let's do, what do we need to do? We're testing for 4, 5, 6, 7. On 7, let's put in a machete for 8. 8 on 7. Here's the other thing. If we draw another enemy, that will be a problem too, because we'll also, the machete's extra damage will lose too. So, yeah, that could also tank us. There's lots of ways that it can just wreck you in this one. All right, 7 on 8. So we need a -1 or higher, right? Which we're not going to get, but... Oh, we got a 0. We got a 0. Because there's no clues there, right? Okay, so that does 1, 2, 3 damage, right? I have no extra. So the boss is at 5 damage out of 12 health. All right, let's test again. Let's throw Gret in there for an, what is this? An 8 on 7. Yeah, if we had that enchanted, right, we would have been also adding in our willpower, which would be +2. So this, because this card would affect that, right? This card would reduce our willpower on the enchant weapon. So it would have been a +2, which would be nicer. It would be nicer than doing +1. Here we go. Oh my God, we got a -1. Woo! All right. We have 8 damage out of 12. So Darren's saying I would also do side scenarios to get more XP and more upgrades. That would have been cool, right? For this return too, right? To mix in a couple side scenarios to yeah, progress the campaign and hopefully get more stuff to build your deck up a little more for this. Those draws weren't Arkham. Filbert, yeah, it'll balance out, don't you worry. So we're going to test again. We're going to throw our final card in. Now here's the problem. If we draw the next one of these and we have no cards in our hand, we're dead. So me putting this card into the test, even though I draw at the end of the round, when that card comes up, it'll discard that card from my hand and we lose. Here we go. So we are going to play again. 8. We're testing 8 on 7. Third and final action of the round. Here we go. Here we go. We need a -1 or better, which we do have a +1. We have some zeros. We have our blue. We have a couple -1s, is it? I don't remember what it is, actually. I'm trying to build suspense, by the way, if you didn't notice. We have a +1, 2 zeros. Oh, 3 -1s. Okay. And then the blue token. So there's like 7 tokens in here out of like, what is it? 16 or 17? Yeah! All right, he's not dead. He's not dead. But we're close. Sorry for yelling. I cannot believe that. But then again, seeing that there's 7 tokens we can pull, or 6 tokens, that's good. All right. So unfortunately, because that heal card came up, it's not dead, but it would have been dead. Oh, is he not a monster? No, he's not a monster. Are you serious? Oh, Lita is only monster and he's not a monster? Oh my God. That's a fail. That's a fail. Okay, so we need to take away 3 damage. Sorry, guys. Wow, I'm getting way more excited. No. Yeah, it's only at 8 out of 12 after all that. Because, yeah, he's not a monster. My bad. You would think so, right? He's an ancient one and elite. Not even a monster. Like, Lita doesn't even help you fight it. Oh, man, that sucks. That sucks. Instantly, I went from super excited to super sad. All right, that's fine. Okay. But we did hit 3 times. How did I hit him only twice? Oh, I just need to hit him twice more? I need to hit him twice more? So he's 8. Well, yeah, as long as he doesn't heal again or something weird, but we would be dead on that card anyway. All right, enemy phase. Enemy phase. He's going to hit me for 3 and 3. Which I will just take. But I can't because I would die. So I will take 2 of the horror. This is where it all falls apart though. And Gret's gone. So now I'm negative on the test. Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah, my tests are gonna really hurt. So, but if we spawn another enemy, I lose 2 probably, right? Because then I can't do enough damage. So I think the encounter deck will lose it for us before we even get to the next next shot. Oh yeah, Lita's not giving us the +1. So why would I care about saving her so much too? You're insane if you take 2 horror. Oh, I can only hold 3. Yeah, you're right. So Lita's gone too. And that means I would put a damage here. Let's do this. Yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, I can't do it because that card. So I think that's correct, right? So I'm now at 5 and 3. Because then I would have just put the damage on Lita and Gret, right? So 1 more hit and I'm dead. Either way. But now I don't have plus on my test. I can't win, right? Because I don't have any way of doing +2s. All right, well, let's see anyway. I'll draw. Yeah, I don't think I'm dead. Yeah, this doesn't help, right? Yeah, because I take an attack of opportunity and I'm dead. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so then we draw, we gain a resource, doom, and then draw an encounter card. Is it the one that's going to kill us anyway? No, it's an enemy. He engages me. So yeah, this turns off machete, so we lose. Because we can't do enough damage even if we pass 2. We can't even pass the test anyway. So, so yeah. So we just lose, right? Because even if I fought the boss, even if I had 3 successful tests somehow, testing 5 on 7, there's no token, right? Take 1 horror from the enemy. Oh yeah, and the enemy kills us too. The enemy kills us right away. After Young Deep One engages you, take 1 horror. Yeah, I was right. The encounter card toasts us. Yeah, so I'm definitely not playing this again. There's like no point. Yeah, this is way too hard. Way too hard. Yeah, way too hard. That's crazy. Yeah, this guy just just kills us. What else? Like what? Like I don't know. Yeah, just losing the enchanted, right? The enchanted weapon, just that extra damage. Yeah, enchanted weapon, right? Was the key. This was the key. Like, yeah, if we didn't play Gret that turn and played machete plus this, maybe we could have done it, right? Oh, yeah, that's confusing. Sorry about the sloppy play, guys. Man, that's some sloppy play. I was forgetting things, misreading things. Yeah, so sloppy. This is why I don't want to play this game solo anymore. I don't think I'll ever play it solo again, to be honest. It was fun last week. It was fun this week to try this out. But I'm not a fan of this game solo at all. But it might be just... No, it felt the same way even without the return to. It's just like way too punishing to one investigator. But there probably is better investigators to play. But still, not every investigator can cover everything, right? So there's still going to be certain encounters that just have cards that wreck you, is what I think. But yeah, I just don't like losing the game based on that, right? I don't mind if I play bad. But when it's just like, oh, if I draw this card or that card, I win or lose, not a fan. Not a fan. At least with 2 players or more, you can offset some of that. But yeah. So, bump, bump, we die. We die. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. How do I... Let's see. We go to end. No, each investigator resigned or was defeated. We got killed by a deep one. Continue. Roland Banks resigned. No, Roland Banks was smoked. Defeated. Mental. No resolution was reached. Too frightened to face her fate, Lita flees into the night. She realizes that she has failed and Umordot's vengeance will pursue her whenever she goes. The creature's tendrils spread throughout the city of Arkham searching for her. It lurks in the darkness of every corner, tugging at the seams of reality. But Lita is nowhere to be found. So the creature dwells in the shadows to this day, searching, killing. Record in your campaign log that Arkham succumbed to Umordot's terrible vengeance. Each surviving investigator is killed. Roland Banks is killed. The investigators lose. Well, I'm sorry, Lita. I tried to protect you, but I died doing it. So hopefully that was valiant. I don't know. Woo! 3 times no win. Yeesh. What does that mean, Velko? What does that mean? 3 times? I didn't play this 3 times. What are you talking about? You crazy, man. Or you played it 3 times and never won. I don't know what you mean, Velko. So, yes. So my personal opinion, I'm not really a hardcore solo gamer, and certain games are definitely better solo, in my opinion, to me. And this game is not one I care to play solo, to be honest. Marvel Champions, love it solo. This game, no. No, not for me. But this game, playing it with a group of people, or more than one, love it. But some people play this 2-handed, some people play it single-handed and love the game. That's just how they play it. Awesome. But myself, Rob, do not have a desire to play this solo. I've had fun playing along with you guys for sure, but I would never pull this game out as like a solo game. But I would pull it out all day, every day. And thankfully, my wife loves this game. So I always have someone else to play with. So that's also weighs on it, right? If I didn't have anyone to play with, I probably would suffer through it and play it, of course. But to be honest, like there's way many other games I'd rather play. And I'd rather have my brain burning, not from frustration, but from trying to solve puzzles. And that's what this game does not give me, unfortunately. So I had so much fun playing with you guys, though. Like Yogi, shout out to Yogi. Thank you for building the deck. Thank you for spending the time with us all stream, helping out. But yeah, I just not a fan solo. But yeah, I'll play this game a ton with more players. Absolutely. All day, every day. I can't wait to play again. I can't wait for the new campaign. I can't wait to play the campaigns I haven't played. I cannot wait to go to Innsmouth. I can't wait to try other investigators. I can't wait to play some of the solo scenarios we've never played. I can't wait to play some of the return to boxes we never played once we feel like we're good enough for those boxes. But yeah. But yeah, the return to product, I definitely would not recommend this return to box. Unless you have a pretty big card pool, I would assume, to get some pretty powerful cards, and or you have more than one player probably. But again, I haven't played this return to with more than one player to know, but I think it would still be harder. So if you're looking for a challenge, you're looking to spice up your core set, maybe. But I feel like it's definitely targeted at the hardcore player who's built up a pretty big collection of cards. And I probably didn't use the best investigator for it, but just all the cards that were added to it, all the enemies and stuff just seem to have a little bit more health, a little bit more fight, a little bit more evade. All the cards, the treachery cards, are just much more harsher. And not just this scenario. The first one's really cool. I like how they changed the first one. But yeah. But yeah. Zara says, Edge of the Earth investigators are out today. Is that in Canada? Because Zara, I don't want to hear it if it's out in another country. Hold on, let me check. Because I pre-ordered that, but I pre-ordered it with the campaign box, so I won't get it shipped to me until both come out. So, which I'm totally okay with. I don't need investigators. I want those investigators to play through that campaign with, so I don't care about getting them early. But let's check. Let's check. 4-1. Okay. Oh, it is there. Nice. So that means we have like a full month to wait for the second box, right? Okay, perfect. Perfect. So hopefully it's in 4 weeks that it shows up the other box, and then I'll have both. So that'll be nice. That'll be nice. But for now, it sits there and waits until the other box comes in. Cool. Awesome. Dan says some setups make you like 9 in every stat. Nathaniel Cho would have deleted him. There's certainly better gators for solo. Yeah, that's the other thing. So like, I'll try it again solo, but like I don't know. Like I just don't have the desire to. But like I definitely will try some other investigators. I know Yogi's probably got like a whole pile of solo decks that are like can crush any scenario. And Roland, we just rolled with Roland because we rolled with him last week. But I was told, I remember Kate said that Roland's like still one of the better investigators for a solo when we first played with him, because he has the way of like fighting and getting clues, right? And that's kind of like the main two things you need to do. But yeah. No, Zara, I think the boxes were scheduled a month apart originally. But then with all the shipping delays, they probably came on the same boat, you know what I mean? So like you think they would come out the same day, but I think they're supposed to be released a month apart. Does anyone know? Does anyone have the answer to that for the Edge of the Earth? I think the 2 boxes were scheduled to be a month apart. Like to be each a monthly release. Filbert thinks Calvin Wright solo can crush Night of the Zealot. Puzzle could be how to beat this. Yeah, I know my head does hurt for trying to think of like a solution out of it. But my head also hurts from the frustration of like mathing out the amount of damage I can take, the amount of horror I can take, what cards are left in my deck, what I could draw off the encounter deck, and trying to do the best decision. But you're just hoping for like the luckiest of lucky scenarios, right? It's like when you're going into tests like -1 or 0, it's like you're just like YOLO. It's like that's not really strategy. I don't know what to say there, but or tactics. I don't know, but yeah, it just feels like a lot of luck. But especially in solo, like too many cards off the encounter deck can just a riggedy wreck you. It feels bad. It feels bad. Also, not having another investigator to help throw skill cards into your tests, I miss that. I miss that a lot. That feature I didn't take that serious. But now playing solo 6 times, I miss that. I definitely miss that interaction. All right. Yeah. Oh, man. But this is cool. I did like the way the return to box changed up that first scenario. That was the best one. I thought that was so cool. Seeing the like alternate dimension kind of thing through the wall and the mirror of the house and stuff. I thought that was super neat. It definitely makes it a serious scenario. That was cool. I like that one a lot. But yeah, the other 2 felt kind of the same, just harder. And it's only really because they mainly just mix in like random cultists and, you know, change it up a bit. Also, I didn't see the different agenda card on the second one, so I don't know what would have changed there with the Mass Hunter and whatever. But that could have changed things too and made it feel different. But I think we got unlucky seeing a lot of the same locations and cards. Even though we drew like random Arkham Woods, we got all original ones, never saw a new one. The cultists, there were 2 shuffled in. We only saw really 1 in play. Didn't really change up much. Yeah, I don't know. But that first scenario is really cool. That first scenario was definitely really cool. Velco saying, wonder how core set plus standalone packs scale in terms of difficulty. What I think with the standalone packs is you probably have to look at when they were released, and you can find a release schedule online. And maybe, you know, they kind of were released at the same time a certain card pool was out and certain investigators, and, you know, so maybe they're kind of like built for at the time the game and the playtesters and everything were at a certain skill level, you know. Maybe. Yeah, Dan, I own the Carnival one. Yogi actually sent us 2 decks to play, Mel and I, to play that Carnival single scenario. Yeah, I do want to play it. I was thinking about it for the Halloween, like playing in October, because it's like Halloween themed. It's not really Halloween themed, but you know what I mean. It's like more Arkham horror, which makes sense in October to me. Filbert says, would love to watch you play through Return to Dunwich. Oh, we will eventually. I do have that. But I don't think I would play it solo, is where I'm getting at. I would play through Dunwich Legacy solo, but not Return 2, I don't think. I feel like the Return 2 stuff is like, yeah, it's more than I care to like strive to be good at. But I see what it's there for, because I just look at it as like the Nightmare packs. And I bought a whole bunch of Nightmare packs for Lord of the Rings because I got really good at it. I was really into that game more for the theme, and then I got really good at the mechanics and bought tons of core sets, built decks for all my friends. I got really into that game. I'd play the same scenario like 3 or 4 times till I could solve it deck building wise. I loved it, but yeah, this one, I love playing through the blind playthroughs, but this game I feel kind of like Legacy kind of story games with. You play through it once, you see the story. I feel like the investment was okay, and I kind of just move on to something else. But definitely I see how the Return 2s can definitely spice it up if you play through the campaign a few times and you're just like, man, I'm just too good at this game, I just crush it. Buy the Return 2 box, change it up for yourself, give yourself more of a challenge. And Dan says Guardians is basically unsolable. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, Filbert's saying Guardians is brutal. I think Excelsior is the best out of all standalones. Oh, Guardians, like the standalone scenario you're talking about, Filbert. I get it. And then Murder at the Excelsior Hotel is the best. Yeah, I saw that recommended a lot online. And Sarah's asking, would you recommend Lord of the Rings now that it's being re-released like Arkham? I would only recommend it if you're okay playing a clunkier game. Because like it's not as elegant as like this game is or Marvel Champions. It is definitely a little clunky, in my opinion. But if you're really into the Lord of the Rings theme, you love card games, you love deck building, you like playing scenarios like Arkham Horror scenarios and that kind of stuff. It's the same idea. You're drawing off an encounter deck. One card could come out, totally wreck your playthrough. It's very unforgiving too. I remember there was times where like I spent a whole Friday evening building 4 decks for that game to set up for our next couple scenarios. Because we were playing through like every scenario in like a progression series we'd play 2-player, 3-player, and sometimes 4-player, depending on who was available on the weekend. And we get together, and some of my memories of that game are spending a whole Friday, like 4, 5, 6 hours, building decks, spreading out cards, looking online, trying to figure out the best 4 decks I could out of my weird collection. Some of my packs I had 3 of, some packs I had 2 of, some packs I had 0 based on the player cards I wanted. I had like 4 core sets for that game, maybe 5, just so I could have enough cards to build 4 decks to have 4 people come to my house and play. So I would spend a whole evening trying to build enough decks for 4 people out of my card pool, which was like so annoying because sometimes I'd be like, oh, I want to put more of this in their deck. Oh, I don't have that many of that. Then I go buy that pack and whatever anyways. But I would spend a whole evening. Then I have friends that come over, drive like 2 hours away. Friends that drive from an hour away. They come over, we set up, we're going to play like 2 or 3 scenarios that day. Then the first scenario is set up on the table. We start playing it. And we're about halfway through it. We're kind of doing okay. And then literally like one encounter, or we get bad draws off our deck because in that game too, you're only drawing like 1 card a turn. It's not enough. I prefer games that you draw more because I hate having no options. So you draw only 1 card, similar to this, which frustrates me also. But this one I understand because you're supposed to have limited resources. And at least in this one, you can spend actions to draw cards. I feel like that's not in Lord of the Rings, but I can't remember. But then halfway through a playthrough, you draw an encounter card that literally ends your game, like totally destroys it, and it's just you can't go any further. And then you play again, you clean up, and you're like, you're supposed to in that game, after you play it once, you're supposed to tweak your decks and change it up. So sometimes we do that, but then that adds more time. Or you just try it again with the same decks, hoping you get different draws out of all the decks at the table. And sometimes it would work out. Sometimes you get crushed even faster, and then you're like, okay, this is not going to work. But the problem was they'd come over and we're trying to play a bunch of scenarios, but literally ends up we play the same scenario 3 times, or we only play it twice because we spent so much time digging out cards from a large card pool and trying to adjust the decks. So if all of that sounds fun to you and a good use of time, it's awesome. But if that's frustrating for your friends to sit there and watch while you try to build better decks for the scenario, because if you never played the scenario, you don't know what you're really getting into. And in that game, the design is required. Certain cards are like needed for certain encounters, it feels. So if you're just playing with the same deck, like at least in this game, you start a campaign, you have the same deck, you slowly upgrade it. But in theory, your deck should work throughout the campaign. You don't need to start over and change your heroes and all that stuff. But in Lord of the Rings, playing through the regular encounters, you will get to certain scenarios that are just like unbeatable with your deck. So sometimes you have to literally switch out heroes, switch out classes, switch out cards, like completely rebuild your deck. And then you think like, okay, I can go back to the other deck, but then you play the next scenario and that new deck you built doesn't work for the next scenario. So you have to really be liking the idea of playing Arkham, or playing Lord of the Rings, living card game, and you got to be okay playing the same scenario multiple times, and that old school Nintendo Entertainment System 80s style of game design, where you will just fail, sometimes because of RNG, sometimes because your deck just sucked, you showed up with the wrong tools, or you have no skill, and then you have to go back to the drawing board. So if you're okay of your game week kind of looking like, if you're playing this solo, it's not as bad, of course. But Lord of the Rings, definitely the idea of spending time building a deck, trying a scenario, failing, go back to the drawing board, build a deck, because there's no fail forward. There's no fail forward. There's no campaigns except for in the saga boxes. But if you love deck building, Yogi, yes, if you love deck building, that's what it is. It's literally like play the scenario, find out what the gimmick is of the scenario, build your deck to beat it, play it, hope you draw the stuff. Maybe you lose again, but maybe you don't have to build your deck again. Then you play again. That's what Lord of the Rings living card game is. And a lot of people hate it for that reason. And then the fact that the stories don't connect when you're kind of playing, like it's not like a campaign. There are campaign boxes, which I do want to play through on the channel. But the regular packs, like the deluxe box 6 Mythos packs, aren't a connected story really. They're in like the same setting. So like the whole 6 packs plus deluxe box are in the same setting. You know, you're in the same part of the world usually. But they're just kind of like made up story and nothing really carries forward. There's no weaknesses you carry forward. There's no like bonuses you get to carry forward. That stuff is all in a side product called saga boxes. And they're like their own deluxe boxes that tell the story of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And those you kind of want to play through campaign style. But the regular product that you'll be buying to get player cards that come with scenarios, it's just a little more clunky and a little more rough. That's all. Still an amazing game though. But I want to be upfront. Like it is completely different feeling from playing Arkham, and it's a completely different feeling from Marvel Champions. Or a lot of the other LCGs, to be honest, even the competitive ones. But I still loved it. It's what got me buying all these LCGs. Really was Game of Thrones, the living card game first. That gave me the try on Lord of the Rings, and I loved it. But I was the one that spent all the time deck building, preparing it so my friends didn't have to worry about that part of it. But it did suck sometimes. You have a whole Saturday, they're here for like 10 hours, and you only get to play 2 scenarios, and meanwhile they're eating and waiting, and you're sitting there trying to like fix all the decks so that it handles the next scenario or the same one or whatever. And then you feel like the time you spent the night before was wasted because you built all those decks, but they weren't good enough for the scenario because you weren't sure what gimmick it would throw at you. Happy Man says new Lord of the Ring version will have campaign cards in core box. But I feel like those are just for the campaign in the core box. I don't think those change any of the future expansions, do they? Dan saying, do you plan to return to Legendary Marvel? I don't know, maybe. Maybe. But I don't think that playthrough really got many views when I played that one. I know I played it once on stream just to kind of show it off. I played that game a bunch off stream with my daughter. I got that game because it was kind of like a more simple deck building game. And it had the Marvel theme. So like back when my daughter was like 6 or 7, I could play that with her maybe. But to me, the game is not that interesting to make me want to play it after playing Marvel Champions and some of these other LCGs that are just, you know, to be honest, like better games. But Marvel Legendary is cool for what it is. I just don't really want to buy like a ton of expansions for it and all that stuff. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not sure. There are other deck builders I want to play though. We'll see. We'll see. I would never say never, but it's definitely lower on the list, that's for sure. So Happy Man, do you know if those new Lord of the Rings cards will be compatible by using them in like the other scenarios, or they only work in the core box, right? And Dan, I own the core and I own a few other expansions for Marvel Legendary. I have a few expansions. I just don't remember what they are. But I do have a few expansions for Marvel Legendary, yes. But I definitely don't have like the suitcases full of expansions like I see some of my friends have for Marvel Legendary. Like I'll never forget like going to a game night, and this was like 5 years ago, and literally this guy came in like with it basically was a suitcase, like had a handle, had wheels, and he literally came in, suitcase, card holder, you like custom made like rows in it, threw it on the table, unzipped it, and man, it was all the Marvel Legendary stuff. And then I watched them for like an hour and a half setting up a scenario because they were searching for all the cards. Maybe it wasn't an hour and a half, but the setup and teardown, especially the teardown of Marvel Champions after mixing in a whole bunch of stuff, that's scary. Or Marvel Legendary, sorry, Marvel Legendary if I said Champions. Marvel Legendary, yeah. It's just like the cleanup of separating all that stuff after you do like a random scenario or whatever. Was just too much, that's crazy. So I wouldn't want to own a lot of expansions for that. Yeah. I feel like those cards, Happy Man, are only for that core set campaign. But I could be wrong. We'll find out when I get the box. We'll investigate. And we'll see if it's compatible with the other campaigns. But yeah, so I don't know. But do your research. Arkham, do your research. Lord of the Rings, the living card game, may not be for you, but it is a very successful LCG. They obviously spawned other LCGs. It's like one of the only surviving LCGs. It spawned the whole Arkham horror thing. Obviously, Lord of the Rings being successful, they tried to create a digital version out of it. So obviously there was enough people buying it that they spent the time and money to make a digital version. They spent the time and money to make an Arkham version. Then when they got the Marvel license, they thought, let's make a Marvel game. What is the best thing to slap Marvel on that we can guarantee will make lots of money to pay for the license? And they chose a cooperative LCG. So obviously Lord of the Rings and Arkham Horror have sold enough that FFG felt that was like the first serious game to put the Marvel license on. And we're not going to talk about the Elder Sign reskin. But yeah, so I don't know. And now they're revising the core set. Why would you revise the core set for a Lord of the Rings LCG that's like, how old is it now? Like it's like 8 years old or something. And why would you revise that core set if the rest of the stuff still wasn't selling a lot? Because you're trying to pull in new players and sell that product again, right? So I want to see. Uh, 2011. It's 10 years old? Lord of the Rings is 10 years old? Oh my god. So yeah, it's a 10-year-old game. So, you know when you go back and play 10-year-old board games and sometimes they feel a little not streamlined and a little clunky, a little rough around the edges, like you know they could have been improved if they were made now? That's how I describe this game. Doesn't mean it's not fun. Doesn't mean the cards aren't beautiful. The gameplay is still pretty solid. But yeah, the design, I just wish they rebooted the game and took what they learned from Marvel Champions, took what they learned from Arkham, took what they learned from like the failed L5R, the failed, what else LCG like kind of failed? I don't know. The Star Wars LCG failed. You know, Conquest didn't fail. It just lost the license. Game of Thrones, that failed, I guess, because the show kind of just ended and they felt like they didn't want to support it anymore. So that failed. Keyforge, they don't have good internet security, so that failed. No, the revised edition is not a reboot. The revised edition, they even said, we're not changing any rules. And yeah, Arkham's 5 years old. So this game's got twice the lifespan on Arkham. So remember, Arkham is like what they learned after 5 years of developing different LCGs. That's why I feel it's like a more solid design, because they just learn. And then Marvel, that was even another like 3 years after that, I guess? 4 years? 4 years after that? So it's like 9 years after developing Lord of the Rings, what they had learned 9 years later, and applied that to Marvel. Yeah. So I don't know. So unfortunately, they didn't change anything really. They're just re-releasing the same thing in a better package. So that's up to you guys. That's up to you. I'm going to get the core set. We're going to play it on the channel. I'll give you my true thoughts after playing it again, after so long from not playing it. I haven't played it in like 5 years plus probably at this point. So again, Lord of the Rings living card game. I will play it when we get the revised core set. I'm still going to buy it, even though I do not need the cards. I guarantee I probably could make my own, minus the print and play cards, I could make my own like 4 core sets of the revised set probably with all the cards I bought. I bought so many core sets, it's silly. Just so I could build for 4 players. Like right from the beginning of the game pretty much. I started playing this game in 2012. So I got it when it was only like a year, like mid 2012 probably. So there probably wasn't even like that much out for it yet. Yeah, so I'll definitely buy the revised core set. I'll pre-order it, so I'll get it, and probably I think in January, February, March, somewhere in first quarter, and then we'll take a look at it then. But I don't know how to recommend it to you now. I haven't played it in 5 years. I've played other games. I still remember the things I didn't like about it. I still remember the things I love about it. But again, I would have to go back and play it again after playing all these games, and we're going back to it in 2022, 11 years later. Is it going to hold up? I don't know. I don't know. But you guys can be the judges of that. You can probably go find a core set super cheap right now, especially after they announced the revised core set. If you want to try this game, I bet you could find that find the regular core set super cheap. You could probably find a secondhand copy to try it if you wanted before getting all into it, right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Ultravioletta says, I remember when Watch It Played did the playthrough of this game. So old now. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I was like so excited to see a YouTube channel like playing it on the internet, because not many channels played it or talked about it. And like when I was getting into the hobby, of course you do searches for board games, you find Dice Tower. And Dice Tower, they show like hobby board games, but they never really go into the hardcore games, right? They avoid any game that takes too long to play. They avoid anything that has like a 3.5 complexity or higher. I mean, they might talk about it. They might have a third party review it, you know, someone join the channel. But it very rarely, like that channel's audience is not like the Arkham horror audience. They're not like the, they're not the lifestyle game audience really. Unless the lifestyle game's like a 2.5 or less complexity. And yeah. And when Sam Sam Healy, is that him? Sam, the big guy that plays the war games and stuff. That guy, he actually played some pretty hardcore games. And he doesn't mind games that take like 6 hours to play. But Z and Tom, those guys, like, they don't care for any game that takes, you know, more than 15 pages of rules and takes more than 20 minutes to set up and more than an hour and a half to play. So it sucks seeing that. So it was so cool when Watch It Play did the Lord of the Rings playthrough. I was like, and I found Mansion of Madness on that channel, like his first video or whatever. I remember seeing that. And then watching him do the Mansion of Madness 2nd edition and stuff. I was like, this guy's awesome because he's playing like hardcore games too, right? Oh yeah, Roy's there now. Roy is there. Roy speaks to me more than the other guys on the channel. But in general, like that channel, like if you watch like a board game breakfast, you know, you're just going to see like a more lighter games is the theme, right? More lighter games, shorter games. Nothing wrong with that. But that is the main channel people will find if they start looking up hardcore board games and like modern board games, right? So yeah, that's also part of the driving force. Why I was like, you know what? No one's playing my games on YouTube. And that's really why I started. Was like, I want to show off these games that nobody's covering. Nobody's talking about new LCG packs at the time. Nobody was playing Game of Thrones, the board game 2nd edition. No one was trying these more hardcore games. I feel like FFG games, the more hardcore FFG games, weren't really getting coverage as much. Like not getting playthroughs and stuff. Like I would search for a playthrough of a Fantasy Flight game that I was interested in, but I would not find anything. Which used to happen a lot back in like 2012, 2013. So yeah. And Velko says, with the amount of content, they cannot afford spending 4 days learning 4.5/5 games. I agree. That's what I'm saying, and that's fine. It's about quality, quantity versus quality, right? But they have lots of people playing there, right? So it's like, yeah, they're making enough money that they can hire people to make more reviews and play these games. But I totally understand, like sometimes you don't want to spend so much time covering a lifestyle game, right? Sometimes you just want to play different stuff. Oh, they're starting Tainted Grail. Nice. Nice. Oh my God, Rodney's the best. I even won one of his early contests and got a board game. Awesome. Yeah, I used to support Rodney too through like when he used to do like his Indiegogo campaigns or whatever, just so I get some promos and like support him. Yeah, Rodney is awesome. Super nice dude too. I met him in person and he was so cool. Just so like nice. Yeah, just a regular he's Canadian though, so what do you expect? Just kidding. But yeah. Oh, my playthrough guy. Yeah, it's a good game, Sarah. It's a good game. You'll have fun for sure. The story is like so cool. So cool what they did there with the like Arthurian story, you know? Yeah, Velko, I'm talking about like 2013, 2012, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's lots of channels now. Lots of channels covering it. That's why I don't need to stream as much anymore. Because there's lots of people playing these cool games, these heavier games, showing them off, making people aware of them, and that's great. That is great. But that did not exist back in 2012 when I started looking for camera equipment and stuff. And in 2013 when I started goofing around with it. Because I was like, why is nobody playing my games? Why can I not find content on YouTube to watch? I could find podcasts, but I could never, like not even though really, but it was not much video. So then I went shopping for camera stuff. But now it's also a lot easier to get camera stuff to stream, and it's like much easier now to make videos and stream because like the technology's caught up and become more affordable and just easier. And the whole like rise of Twitch and stuff, like live streaming. Now there's like, now companies like electronic companies take it serious and make tons of equipment and, you know, videos, and YouTube's a big thing now. And it's easy to just look up anything and like learn anything, and you know, it's very cool. But back then is like, you look for a camera with a clean HDMI out, there was not a lot. Nowadays it's like, if a camera doesn't have live streaming capability, like nobody buys it. It doesn't sell well. So yeah, such a different day and age now. So much easier to get into this stuff. It's crazy. But at the time it was not. Now phones, you know, phones nowadays like look amazing. You can make videos like Dale the Casual Gamer is here earlier. His whole channel is run off an iPhone. Like that's it. That's all you need. It's crazy. But the phone I had in 2013 or 2012, yeah. I could probably record for 20 minutes before it started like smelling like burning plastic because it started overheating. Even a lot of cameras overheat if you try to run them too long. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy stuff. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to clean up this game. Thank you all for hanging out. I'm going to get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. I also have to set up Arkham Horror 3rd Edition for tomorrow. We're playing that. Arkham Horror 3rd Edition, we're going to be playing a scenario, I believe, from Secrets of the Order. And then Monday, we're back for more Mansion of Madness 2nd Edition. We have Kyle joining us to play some 3-player. So you can set reminders for all this stuff. YouTube.com/Rob's Gaming Table. If you're looking for more Arkham Horror playthroughs, watching me lose my mind and pull out my hair, there are links to that down in the video description. Special thank you to all of you who hung out. Yogi, thank you for the decks. Thank you for the tips. All those with the strategy tips, the rules discussions, the voting on polls, and also those who donate to us for helping me buy this stuff and play these games on the channel and buy the equipment and all that stuff. I appreciate the Patreons, the donations, the YouTube members. Without you, I wouldn't be playing this stuff. I definitely wouldn't even have Arkham Horror if you guys weren't supporting the channel. I wouldn't have got into thousands of dollars of more FFG pieces of paper that I have closets full of. But thanks to you guys that support the channel to bring this stuff. I appreciate it. So we'll be back tomorrow at 12 Eastern. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.